Hello. How's it going, guys? How's it going? It's just Cyberhacker over here. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. It is the weekend, and we are chilling out as intended with some Master Duel. I won't be thinking too hard this stream. I know that very much contrasts with how you should play Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's mainly gonna be more kind of a yapping stream because I want to do some deck building. I started actually when I got home. I was just setting stuff up for stream and I was like, alright, game's running. Alright, game is good. OBS is good. And then I got like lost in my own thoughts for like a brief 2 minutes. I was like, okay, we gotta wait for stream. This is what stream is for. But I hope you're all doing well. We're back. More Master Duel. The next couple of weeks are gonna be a bit... I wouldn't even say strange. I remember talking about how I wanted to start a new story game eventually. And I was thinking of just going straight into Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Not as a start to another marathon of the games, just as the only one for our next story game. But then, yeah. I actually almost forgot that I wasn't going to cover Kingdom Hearts because of the fact that I had already basically covered the other games prior to me uploading at a consistent rate. So I'm kind of just like I only realized that now on stream. What a great time to realize that. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts is probably not a good idea. I do want to do Kingdom Hearts eventually, and I'm still working on the video for Halo. We got like 3 videos left in the Halo series, and that is 2, which is what I'm working on now. 2 ODST and 3, because the reason I'm not doing 4 as much as I do want to upload 4 is that it's gonna get copyrighted out the arsehole, and I'd rather not spend a month or even like a few weeks on a project that's just going to get smited by YouTube. So that's when Yu-Gi-Oh! Or not Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's when that is when Pokemon comes in, and I will do maybe like 2 or 3 videos on, or I wouldn't even say 2 or 3 videos, maybe like 2 videos max, like covering the first few gyms, and then like covering like the end game. Like that pretty much be it if I really need to, because I could get like a whole year out of just doing that if I upload like the way I do. But yeah, the next couple of weeks are gonna be iffy, because kind of like what I do at the end of every month now at this stage is I normally take streams off to focus on editing the video. So I'm gonna be taking next Friday off because it's the final weekend before, because it comes out the 31st. The video comes out the 31st. So I was thinking of taking Friday the 25th and Monday the 28th off, because by the time Wednesday comes around, I should have the video done. So that is Friday is definitely going to be one of those days. On Wednesday, I will let you guys know if I do decide to take the Monday off, just so I can get, take that whole long weekend to just get the video done and out. So that's kind of what my mindset is at the moment. Normally when it comes to the end of the month, I focus on the video that's coming out. And then what's good is from the week of the 28th, I'm also on holidays from like work and stuff like that as well. So that's for 2 weeks. So that's very nice. I might take that first week to myself, and then that second week. Oh god, I'm freaking the fuck out. I got something in my eye. Yeah, take that that first week to myself after I finish editing the video, and then actually no, it's the first week this is where I go nuts with it, and then the second week I can actually chill out for a bit when it comes to the editing. But yeah, so nothing set. The only date that's set in stone next week is I will be taking the Friday off to focus on the editing. I would move the streams around, but I think I'm busy that weekend. I'll have to double check. But even then, just for safety's sake, I think I can't really move it towards any other day in the weekdays, because I need Tuesday and Thursdays as my main editing days outside of Saturday and Sunday. And then the next Monday is just so it's getting it. By Monday, the video should be just across the finish line at that point. So I cut down. I know there's not a lot of editing in my videos. It's not anything that intensive, but going through hours of footage, even that's why I only plan on maybe doing 2 or 3 I'd say 2 videos max on Pokemon, is because that's a month worth of streams to go through. and I just don't have the time. So that's why, like, a lot of my edits are just very, very plain, very cut. I adjust volume when needed. If anything, I might do one video on Pokemon in general, like going through like the whole, like kind of spanning the entire game, maybe try and find the best moments from that. Although that's also hours of footage, we'll see. And then doing the Delta episode, because I felt like I killed it with Zinnia in the Delta episode. That's like, I'm like proud of the way I portrayed Zinnia in that stream. It was so good. So I kind of want to show that off a little bit. After that, then it's kind of up in the air. We haven't really done anything past Halo outside of Pokemon. And now that I realize, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts is gonna kind of be one of those games that gets put in limbo because I didn't cover the first few games when I could have. Now, I could go back and edit them. I think I still no, I think I deleted all those VODs. Yeah, I think in my haste to like basically clear up some drive space, I deleted the original recordings. Basically anything from like 2024 earlier. And so yeah, I actually don't have access to those VODs anymore. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Also, what does that smell? Sorry, I have my window open and I smell food. And it's freaking me out. The only reason it's freaking me out is because it's toast. It smells like toast. And that's normally not a good sign. Ever since someone put that fucking fact into my head of, oh, if you smell burnt toast, you could get a heart attack. And I was like, oh, fucking thank you. Now I fear that smell when it comes around. God, I think I'm fine. But holy crap. Whoever put that thought in my head, thank you. I appreciate you. Derogatory. It makes me break out into a sweat when that happens. I think I'm fine. I feel okay. You guys will probably know if something's wrong. But yeah. God. Okay. Either way. I can't even remember what I was talking about now because I got completely like flashbanged by that. But yeah. So Friday I'm gonna take off then. I see that's the thing is I can't really move those days around. There is the weekend, but I spend Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday basically editing. And if there's not a lot of editing to do, I kind of just take those days as like my only break day. There's a lot, and then I also have my IRL stuff, so I've got class and work then during the week as well. So hopefully, like, I'm gonna keep streaming during like those 2 weeks I have, because, well, during the first week I gotta get the video up. The second week I'm still streaming, but I'm not gonna be like playing anything mad. I was going to do the next story game there, but now after realizing, oh shit, I can't really do Kingdom Hearts, so can I? I have the actually I do have the original VODs on YouTube, but I also think I started that before I debuted as Nova. No, hang on, let me check. Let me check. I know I'm not talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now, but it comes from a place of, hey, I'm a variety channel at the end of the day. While Yu-Gi-Oh has definitely been a consistent since the start of the year, and I'm very surprised I've actually stayed on it this long. We're like 7 months in. Let me just quickly check my channel, my VOD channel, because that's like the only place now where those VODs exist. I'm trying to remember if I did Kingdom Hearts pre or post Nova. I think it was like post Nova. Yeah, it was. Okay, Kingdom Hearts 2 is there. Yeah, because we did like we basically marathoned those, except for like some other like stuff in between, like the Dragon Ball stuff and all that. Yeah, movie night for Chain of Memories. And then I'm trying to find the Kingdom. Yeah, the first. Yeah, so it was the Nova era, almost a year ago now. Holy crap! I started Kingdom Hearts 1 almost a year ago. This is 11 months. Streamed the 24th of July, 2024. It would be fitting if I did decide to stream it. The 24th of July is a Thursday though. It would be fitting if I did decide to stream Yeah, if I decided to stream Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Because like I said, it would only be the one game. But then like, I also need something else to kind of substitute it then. Because I can upload the VODs, but I can't make dedicated videos out of it because I already started that series. God, I'm going to be kicking myself for that for a while. I'm going to be kicking myself for that. Alright, what else we got? Yeah. Let me look for my Steam list. Because like I said, I was debating on doing something smaller as well. I think something that takes like maybe 1 or 2 streams could be fun. It's just a matter of like looking through my library. I don't know if any 3DS games I have kind of hit that, like that sweet spot. A Halo game is perfect, but we've done pretty much all of Halo. Halo Infinite would definitely take longer due to the open world aspect. And also I didn't do 5, and I can't do 5, so yeah. Unless I do games on like the Hades series. Like Hades 1, Hades 2. Hades 2 is constantly still getting updates because it's in early access. And then Hades 1 is out, but I've never finished it. I've never even beaten like a run. And I've done like 20 something runs. I've not played it as much as I really should have. What else we got? What are our options? What are our options? If I could get the Force Unleashed to work, how long does that take? Star Wars The Force Unleashed. But I also have like Game Pass, so maybe we got some options. 8 hours max. Yeah. That's like, yeah, that's definitely like 2 streams. Then again, it's also kind of an older game, so it cooperating with modern hardware is also, there's a very high chance it won't cooperate. I'm just looking at the other stuff that I have. What else we got? What have we got? Steam, talk to me. Speak to me, Steam. What have we got? Digimon Story Service Loot. That is like 100+ hour game. I will not be streaming that. As much as I'd like to want, I can talk correctly. As much as I would like to stream the new Digimon when that comes out. No, excuse me. As much as I would like to stream those games, or that game when it comes out, it's also going to be like a massive game. We do got Doom. Doom The Dark Ages is out now, so I don't have to worry about like building up to a series. And the only reason I'm not doing, I know the new DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out, and anyone who's seen my previous Dragon Ball stuff would have been like, hey, why aren't you doing that? Or why don't you do that? No, because those VODs are copyright ridden as shit. I don't know if the Daima one is, but Daima is looking to be a multi-day thing. Not in like it could take a week or 2, but also like, because of how willy-nilly they are with the anime soundtrack, and there's no like mode to like turn it off, at least not to my knowledge. Yeah, it's kind of just a minefield, so I'd rather just avoid the minefield entirely in that instance. They're BioShock. I was thinking, you know what's funny? I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump back into Street Fighter, and then I like immediately installed it. I didn't even boot the game up. I downloaded it because I was getting off the hype of like, I was watching I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a bit of Sejam Slam. And that was fun to watch. And then I was like, oh yeah, off the hype of that, I re-downloaded Street Fighter. And then I was like, you know what, I'm probably not gonna do that. I've got other games I'm grinding and competitive in, like Yu-Gi-Oh for instance, that I don't have the time to stick at the Street Fighter right now. Also, I got Donkey Kong Bonanza yesterday, and I've been enjoying that. I wanted to get 2 done. I remember stating, or saying, I started Mass Effect again on my own stream, on my own time, excuse me, and then I was just like, hey, let's play some Donkey Kong. Yeah, basically, oh no, now I remember what I was gonna say. I wanted Donkey Kong to begin with because I've never actually played a Donkey Kong game before, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with Bonanza at the moment. I think I'm like maybe halfway through the game. I binged it yesterday. Once cause I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take yesterday for myself. I'm just gonna play Donkey Kong the entire day. Like, no work, just play game. Yeah, basically, I tried to arrange... Hang on, I gotta skip this song because it will get me... The only, like, Sonic song that will get me absolutely shit on, dude. It annoys the piss out of me. Skip ahead. Nope. Nope. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I have to avoid Studiopolis Zone. It's the only song I have to like fear showing up, which is God, it's insane. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, Mass Effect. Basically, I was trying to finish Mass Effect 2 because I blitzed through 1 because I'd already done so much. So I like to look for like important side quests and stuff like that that would carry on into 2 and 3. So I did that. I started Mass Effect 2 then, but I was taking more of my time with it because it is my favorite Mass Effect. And but I still wanted to get it finished before Donkey Kong came out. So I kind of did a similar thing where I was basically going to do every side quest, but I was like, if none of this really matters carrying over, then I don't want to do them and stuff like that. So that's what I kind of did. Also, I like did one side mission that was like basically escorting a mech to some minerals, and I was like, okay, there's no way like all of these side quests are gonna matter in 3. Lo and behold, they don't. So I was like, at least I don't think to the same extent as like the other like quests and stuff like that and other side quests. I wouldn't consider the loyalty missions like side quests. They're like they are mandatory, and the DLCs. But yeah, that aside, yeah, I was like, you're right. I've done all the main stuff I can possibly do. Let's get the game done. And thankfully, I did. I finished it on like Monday, so I did. So right now I'm taking a Donkey Kong break, and once I finish Donkey Kong, because with Donkey Kong, it's one of those games where it's like, I want to beat the main plot of the game, and then I'll go around like collecting stuff. I probably won't 100% it, but I am enjoying my time with it so far. It's fun how like whoever compared Donkey Kong Bonanza to a combination of Hulk Ultimate Destruction and Mario Odyssey was spot on in my opinion. I think the game definitely embodies that. And also the Bonanza modes and the new forms he has is pretty cool too. But yeah, so like I plan on eventually going back to Mass Effect 3 because I don't want to leave that. I don't want to leave Mass Effect 3 behind because I like getting those games done, like kind of one after the other. So I know Donkey Kong probably won't be. I want to see if there's actually how long to beat. How long to beat? So yeah, people have already been searching it. Really, 20 hours? I mean, that feels like it. I kind of spent like most of the day. I've at least spent like 10 hours on Donkey Kong in one day because I started from like, no, it's maybe 8 hours. I think I started at like 4 yesterday. Yeah, 20 hours. That's actually nuts because how long is Mario Odyssey? Odyssey! 12 hours. Yeah, significantly shorter. That's interesting. I will say it is fun. I'm liking it so far. The first proper game outside of like Mario Kart World for the Switch 2. I'm enjoying it because the next game I'm going to be getting is going to be Pokemon. But also, like I said before, Digimon, Pokemon, and Ghost of Yotei all are coming out on the same fucking week. Or not even the same week, they're in the same month. 2 of them are on the same day, which is an absolute piss take. But yeah, I'll work on that. But yeah, once I finish Donkey Kong, I'll go back to Mass Effect on my own time. What else is there? I think I've kind of covered everything. I kind of just been yapping. Oh god, what is with my nose? Yeah, I'm just checking something, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I still didn't answer my own question of like, what the fuck do I play next week? Because we're going to be streaming for 2 days, or we only have 2 days to stream next week because the way I work editing and stuff like that. And even then, I'm going to be basically taking a decent enough break, going from like basically from Wednesday to next Wednesday. But that week isn't spent doing nothing, it's spent editing. Yu-Gi-Oh will probably be back. It always comes back, William Afton style. You'll never get rid of Yu-Gi-Oh for very long. I could do Marvel Rivals as well. It's been at least a week since I've played it, so I would have gathered up a couple of challenges and get them all done like intended. So I could do that. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very much a filler week at least until, was it the week of the 4th of August? God, we're nearly in August already. Holy crap, dude. That's insane. We're nearly, oh my god. We're nearly the end of the year. We're nearly closer to 2030 than we were to 2020. Yeesh. Those few years in 2020 went by like a fucking blur, though. Yeah. I'm not gonna promise anything. Those are suggestions. I might do Yu-Gi-Oh! And Master Duel just because they're very, for me, they're very quick and easy to boot up and play. I'll look through my Steam library and stuff like that, though, because I do want to do, and my Xbox Game Pass as well, because I do want to do a, I just realized I left Outer Worlds well behind as well. Hindsight is 2020, I guess. I wanted to actually beat the Outer Worlds as well, because that's also coming out, but it's not really on my priority list. The Outer Worlds 2, excuse me. Worlds 2. Yeah, because that's also October, I think. Yeah, like, bro, there's no way in hell I'm getting all these games. That's, if I was really dedicated to getting the Outer Worlds 2, I would have mentioned it like a while ago. And it also uses Unreal Engine 5, so it's also even less of a reason I'm interested in that game, at least off the rip. I'm liking the Outer Worlds 1, but the Outer Worlds 2 having that, and I don't even know how, like, do we even have specs for that game? Let me just check. Yeah, so like the Outer Worlds 2. The Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, we don't even have, we have minimum specs, we don't have, like, recommended. The minimum specs are oddly okay for what they are. An AMD RX 5700, Nvidia GTX 1070, excuse me, and then an Intel Arc A58 or an A580. And then for Ryzen CPU, yeah, Ryzen 5 2600, which is my old CPU. But yeah. So, like, that's the thing, is, like, the minimum specs aren't too bad. I'm actually kind of surprised, considering it is Unreal Engine 5, which is the most unoptimized engine I feel like I've ever had to deal with when it comes to video games. But that's a whole other topic that can go into a whole, that could be a whole stream on it. That could, me ranting about Unreal Engine 5 could be a whole stream on its own. I'm not even kidding. I think we're good, though. I'm trying to think, I'm just making sure that I've covered everything. It's the usual anyway. Keep an eye on my socials. I'll probably, because once the schedule comes out, then y'all will know. And normally that's the same time as myself. Master Duel is trending. Oh god, should I be scared, or is that like catered to me type shit? Wait, what? Oh, there's some like slight changes and someone made a video of it. Basically MBT put out a video and now it's trending, people are quoting it. Okay. I think I can kind of get the gist of the video. It's basically like, of course the title is like, oh, Master Duel's killing TCG, but I can kind of agree with it in some extent. To some extent at least, because a lot more people are picking up Master Duel, but Master Duel doesn't have the TCG format. It's basically a modified OCG format, which is the Japanese or like Eastern way of playing. Yeah, okay, right. I think we've kind of covered our bases. I've yapped enough. This is going to be a shorter stream again anyway, like the past couple have been. It's probably going to be short streams until I get the video edited. And I know I typically make it a habit not to edit on days I stream because I don't want to burn myself out. This is definitely, for me at least, this has been working. It's done nothing for my growth as a content creator, but for keeping myself sane, aside from like times where I've just completely like my health has just been fucking stupid, and that's not even like stuff that's related to that, but yeah. Yeah. I have been kept sane, thankfully, due to just like keeping the schedule going and stuff like that. But yeah, right. I think we're ready. I want to do a little bit of deck building before we jump in, because like the reason it's maybe event stuff, maybe deck building, maybe ranked, is because I hear ranked is kind of a cesspit at the moment with Malice. And apparently like Ryzeal is like the only major counter to Malice, and I'm like, damn, it's that bad. Now, granted, I've only played like 2 Malice decks because I only did a little bit of ranked before the events came out, and I've been playing other games off stream as well, like I mentioned. But yeah, it's like, damn, is it really that bad? I mean, I believe it, to be honest. People were like hyping Malice up like it's the return of Jesus Christ himself, so hard to not like see that, yeah, it is extremely powerful right now, with nothing to really properly counter it. And I know apparently you can use like, what's that? I can't remember all the cards off the top of my head. Was it like artifact something? There's a artifact card that apparently is really good against Malice, but as a Blue Eyes player, I don't have those cards in my deck. I don't even know if I have those cards in general. So, right. Either way, I've yapped on for like half an hour, if not longer. I probably could yap even further and turn this into a whole just chatting stream, but we're not going to do that. Let's boot up Master Duel, and then we'll see. It probably is going to be a Master Duel centric yapping stream, if nothing else. But yeah, also do let me know if the volume is okay, because I just have my own music in the background while I play Master Duel. I thought of course when I say, hey guys, is the sound okay, and the music stops, you'll love to see it. It shouldn't be too overbearing, and I have the music off on Master Duel, so yeah. Right, let's swap over. Yeah, so I kind of went, like I said, I did a little bit on my own time, and then I had to catch myself, because it's like, wait for stream, because I don't have anything really to play today, or do today. So yeah, I went in, I saw a Cyber Dragon OTK deck on YouTube, and I thought, hey, that's pretty sick. And then I saw the requirements and what I need to craft, and I'm just like, okay, right. Because this comes down to one thing. I have been holding on to this thought for like a week, because I didn't play Master Duel last week, I played it the week before. I took a little break. My whole thing is I don't want to make a bunch of URs that I will only ever use once, and then if I do decide to dismantle them, I only get like a third of the materials back. I don't mind the SRs as much, because I have 1,000, but I also still don't want to go willy-nilly. URs are, of course, the most universally hard to get materials if you're not constantly pulling packs and constantly pulling URs, which I don't spend. I'm a low spender for the most part. And even then, I only really spent a lot of money when the Blue Eyes and Primite support came out, because I wanted those cards. And even then, I still had to craft some. I didn't even get away with, like, I didn't come out lucky with all the cards I wanted, so I still had to use, like, the materials I had to craft, dismantle URs I didn't want, and all that jazz. My idea is I might just use, if we're going to do the event today, which I might do, I might just use one of the loner decks. Because for my UR materials specifically, I have a bunch of decks. A lot of them are older. Some of them are up to date. I even made like a Dragon Maid deck just to kind of see if I would like it at any point. But then again, like let's see, like URs, SRs. The main crux of why I haven't like made the decks I've wanted to make due to the UR cost is that I'm still missing staples that a lot of decks run. And anytime I go on like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck, or if I go on to even like Master Duel Meta, or anything like that, if I want to stay competitive to some extent, even if I'm not getting into Master by any means, like, dude, I'm in Silver. I was in Gold before the reset, by the way. I like taking it seriously, but I'm not going to sweat it out. But if I want to compete in some manner of speaking, I have to make the cards you see constantly. I meant to go back into deck. So, like, if you see any deck in any game mode, mainly ranked, because I don't see a lot of people playing casual, but even then, like, casual probably has a similar thing. Like, what do you see normally? I spelt it wrong, oh my god. Yeah, you normally see the usual suspects show up. So you got, like, your Ashes, your Maxis, Now, yeah, it's only 2 now because it got banned. It wouldn't have been otherwise. What else have we got? Yeah, like, you might see a ghost spell on occasion. You might see 2 or 3 of them. And then there's another one as well. Yeah, you might see herself there. There's another one as well that I see less used often. But these are, like, the main... Like, already. And then, like, you have the usual suspects like Fuelos. The Mulch Army cards. So, like, mainly Fuelos. I don't see a lot of the... What's it? Perlina? Yeah, you normally see 3 of these. I'll just put in Mulch Army. See what comes up. Yeah, so, like, I feel like you see less of Perlina, but it is there. You see a lot more Fuelos, though. And then, like, what else do you got? So, that's only counting, like, hand traps. That's only hand traps. There's probably more I'm just not remembering. And then you got, like, what? So you got your imperms. So you got, like, you normally see 3 of those. I would put Indominus Purge and Indominus Impulse in here, but I don't see them nearly as much as what's here. I'm trying to think. What else is, like, normally used? Crap. Yeah, even then, like, that's almost half your deck full of, like, hand traps and stuff like that. And then I would put Fiendsmith here as a joke, but I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to prove, or not even prove a point. I'm trying to make a point of, like, what I should be spending my URs on and what I would recommend new players also spend their URs on earlier on. I know you want to make that cool Blue Eyes deck. I know you want to make that cool Resonator deck. I know you want to make that cool Cyber Dragon deck. I'm saying this because they are decks that I've actually made. But I think we're 3 years into Master Duel, and while you could argue, oh, well, there's no point in doing that because ban lists might change. It took 3 years before Max C got hit. It took 3 years before Max C got hit, and even then, it only got limited to 2. It didn't get hit that fucking hard, and every opponent's going to have it turn 1. Because that's just the nature of things. You can't avoid that card. And it's even worse when they added these ones. And this isn't a whole Maxi bad argument. This is a what should you spend your URs on as a new player? Because, like, yeah, we'll even go into, like, so, like, triple tactics even. You might, and I know you don't need all, like, you don't need, like, 3 of each. So, like, I have 2 of them. So yeah, your triple tactics, talent and thrust. It's normally talent, but I do see thrust being used. What other spells? Yeah, like, even, like, in the deck I was talking about, like, you got, like, your Raigekis, you've got your Harpy's Feather Dusters, which thankfully, I don't know if these came in packs, or if I already had them, or if I crafted them myself. But, I don't remember crafting this, and I don't remember having it. So, hey, it is what it is. They might be in packs, I just can't remember. And even then, it's, if they're in packs, then yeah, you're better off spending your gems on that as well. So you're, like, at least somewhat competitively viable. I'm trying to think, like, I feel like there is more. But even then, like, look at that. You're not gonna, now, I know you're not gonna include all of these cards in a deck. It's not, yeah, possible. I just realized, yeah, called by to counter a lot of these cards. And then cross out as well. Like, I'm thinking, like, what I'm assuming to be staples. Like, these are cards you will have in every deck. Not all at once, obviously. I would like to see that, but I'm not that crazy. Yeah, like your Drone Lockbirds. Oh, I just realized, yeah, Effect Veiler. Yeah. You're normally going to have, like, 2 or 3. I'm putting the max amount in because you're normally going to have 2 or 3. So I'll put, like, just for the sake of, like, argument, I'll put 3 of each in. Outside of the ones that are, of course, limited. And, such. So, like, even then, like, yeah, outside of that's, yeah, that's fine. Like, that's most of your deck. And I guarantee you there's more. I guarantee you there is more. Like, that is... If you're like me and like keeping a deck that is somewhat small, so you have more of a chance of drawing what you need, like, or you don't have, like, draw power to get what you need, you're forced to kind of just put any of these cards in your deck just to stay somewhat competitive. So, Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, I just realized. Let's fill in the rest of the gaps. There's like one card that I was basically going to craft. Forbidden Droplet as well. So that leaves you like one space if you want to keep a concise deck. You see what I mean? It's the usual suspects every time. And I know a lot of these are counters to other hand traps and other cards' effects. That is completely fine. Like I said, this isn't coming from a, hey, what should I... This is coming from a, what should I craft first as a new player? And I know it's not nice to say don't craft something. Well, actually, you know what? I should narrow that down further. If you want to be competitive at this game, what should I craft first? Because Konami have been trying their arses off to try and get new people to come in for years now, and they have never succeeded. And guess what most of the culprits are? These motherfuckers right here. And I can confidently say that because if you make a deck from like the anime, or you want to build a deck that like, oh yeah, I really like Cyber Dragon. I really like oh, Dragomate looks kind of cool. Or maybe you want to try something new. Malice looks pretty good. You're going to run into these. So, instead of building, I'm learning this the hard way. As someone who's now considering this, and I've been playing this game for 3 years since it came out, it is better, in my opinion, to build these cards. Like I said, you don't need all of them. You don't need 3 of each all of the time. But there are, like, some things I would recommend you buy 3, like, make 3 of. So, like, Effect Veiler, I would recommend 3. Also, if you noticed, Joel and Lockbird is the only SR here. So if you really think about it, like, I've been playing this game for 3 years, and I haven't spent money on it heavily. Like I said, the only time I've really spent money on this game was when the new Blue Eyes and Primite stuff came out. Because Blue Eyes is my favorite archetype. And I had to spare income. Don't spend beyond your means, trust me. I've done that in a game before, and it was not nice. But yeah, the fact, like, it's so expensive to build a deck you want and have it be good. Like, if you think about it, I guess here, you know what? I'll save this so we can come back to it as an example. And I hope I didn't delete the... Yes, I made this deck a while ago, and I went through ranked with it as much as I could. It was not a fun time, even though I very much like this archetype. I went with a Gaia archetype because I thought, hey, Gaia the Fierce Knight's actually pretty cool. Maybe there's a deck list surrounding it. But if you also notice, I have, like, no protection to anything. No Ashes, no Effect Veilers, no Mulch Armies, no Maxis, nothing. I have a Monster Reborn, and even then, that will get cancelled. I have a single Talent and a single Thrust. But that's it. That is it. So, if I try to recommend, oh, you should make a deck that you really want to play, regardless of, like, how good it is, I don't feel good recommending you do that, even though I really, really want to recommend play whatever the hell you want. Because if you go into ranked, even as far as bronze and rookie now, people have these cards, people have these decks, and they're going to smash you over the head with them. That's just the way of things. So it is. Now, I know I'm gonna be like, I don't know if I'm preaching to the choir or if I'm just regurgitating takes I've heard from other people. But, you know what? I'm not even gonna continue that sentence because it was gonna call for, like, restrictions again. Like, maxi. Like, I believe if you have, like, if you're able to have, like, 9 maxis, 6 maxis in your deck, 5, I suppose, at the bare minimum, like, at least reduce this to 1. And even then, I know for a fact that people are going to have it in their deck regardless. They will draw turn 1 like they always do. Because Maxi is like a damn magnet. It's like the opposite of Destiny draw. Regardless if you want it or not, regardless if your opponent wants it or not, it's gonna be in their hand. And even then, like I said, there are counters. Like Ash counters it, I think. But then you could immediately get called by if they have called by in their hand. So it's like a back and forth. Like I said, I'm kind of going on a tangent. There is no scripts. This is purely off the top of my head. Clearly, because I'm rambling. It's not I have a problem with these cards specifically. It's as a new player, what should you build? And I can't recommend you build what you want first if you want to be competitive. If you want to go into casual and not touch ranked at all, fair game. Go nuts. It also helps that events give you loner decks, so you don't have to worry about building these cards, and some of those loner decks have these cards in them for you to use, which is great. But if you enjoy the idea of the deck building aspect of this game, you will find it very difficult to progress without these cards, without the usual suspects. It took me so long to even build 3 of these things. I started with 1 because I looked at the deck. Yeah, actually, I think I can bring this example up. I wanted to play Cyber Dragons, assuming I didn't nuke my previous Cyber Dragon deck. I think I did. Whoops. But, oh, there it is, yeah. The reason I even had 1 impermanence was because I wanted to build a Cyber Dragon deck. Because why not? But a lot of decks had 3 imperms, 3 ashes. You can even see it there. This deck had 2 maxis in it before it got, like, limited, semi-limited. 2 ashes. I have the barest of minimum when it comes to, like, protections in this deck. And this was also before Clockwork Knight came out, as in, like, Knight. Hang on, yeah, Knight. Then again, Knight is probably too vague of a... Because this only came out, like, recently. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this card. Because I had no way of searching this without grabbing this. And this came out. It allows you to search it, which is very nice. But you know what I mean? Like, so Clockwork Knight searches Clockwork Knight, which I think is still very funny. But, like, see what I mean? Like, I still had to, even though I wanted to make a deck. Now, what helped the Gaia thing was that the structure decks exist. But, realistically, you're going to be wanting to buy 2 or 3. 2 at minimum. I think I bought 2 of the Gaia deck when I was building it. But like I said, those decks also does have no protections to them at all. Like, no Maxi, no Ash, no Called By, no Crossout, and no Imperm. So, even in decks where you, like, just want to build it for the sake of enjoying it, like me with Cyberdark, I still had to at least go out of my way and put resources into building these cards. So, like, when I want to build a deck for an event, and I see I need 3 URs that I don't own, that is wasting precious resources on something that will eventually give me the upper hand. Cyber Dragon, yippee! Yeah, I'm kind of going on a bit of a rant. But to catch people, just to catch people up to speed, basically, as a new player, what I would recommend is you don't build your favorite deck as much as you really want to. If there's something in the structure decks you want to try and build, go nuts. Go nuts. But for your crafting mats, I would recommend just building the staple URs. So let's go back to my example. Yo, Prophet, how's it going? Caught me in a bit of a rant. Like 90, because like I said, 90% of the time, it's these cards you're going to run into. And if you want to, like, Konami has been trying to get new players in for so long. But the one thing people are going to see and then immediately dismiss the game, if you're a brand new player, is you're going to see these cards and leave. You're going to get hit by them way too many times. And like I said, I'm not talking about limiting yourself. I'm not talking about limiting, like, limit all these cards, stop these cards. I think these cards are good for the game. For the most part. I joined basically say I was busy when appointment with Social Security because of reasons. Yeah, no problem. I mean, life happens, dude. Life happens. We're here to chill. I know I've been yapping for an hour, and this is only gonna be a short, like, 2-hour stream as well. But I felt like, at least for the sake of myself, and because I've had these thoughts in my head since 2 weeks ago when I last played on stream, I wanted to get them out because I think it is valid. I think my stance is valid enough to warrant dedicating time to talking about it. So, like, TLDR is basically, if you're going to play this game for the first time, I would recommend picking these cards up. But the problem is, it also takes a lot to grind. You can see I only have 130 UR materials. Like, even for the ones that are here. Like, the Fuelos cards, Forbidden Droplet. Like I said, you're not going to have 3 of each of these cards. You might have 2 maximum, or whatever. In some cases, you have to only have 2. Like, Called By and Maxi. But yeah. Every time I'm here, the government building, my internet goes-ish. Oh, near my building goes-ish. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks to hear. But yeah. I suppose I don't have anything else, I suppose, to point out. It's just, that's what I would say. I know it sucks. But, like I said, this is only if you're, like, wanting to be, like, somewhat competitive. Like, I'm in fucking silver, for God's sake. Like, I'm not an utmost, like, authority on how you should play Yu-Gi-Oh! Go nuts. But this is how I've been feeling after playing it for 3 years. You really, because we didn't have all of these cards all at once, mind as well. Like, what was day 1? We had, I'm pretty sure Ash was turn 1, or, day 1, Maxi was, day 1, Effect Veiler was day 1. Fuelos exacerbated the problem, with Maxi when they came out. Imperm was day 1. I might be missing a few that were day 1. But then again, you rarely ever see Raigeki. You see Harpy's Feather Duster a lot, or a decent amount of time. Yeah, I play this game for fun, so all of my decks don't run hand traps. That's honestly based. The only deck that I was running that has no hand traps in them is my Gaia deck. And even then, I wanted to make this somewhat competitively viable. The only reason I have this is because I was originally going to update it with some hand traps in it, so I could play it in ranked. And I think it comes off the fact of... No, that's not fair. I was going to say it's coming off the back of the Malice sweep that's happening in ranked at the moment. But that's just an archetype thing. That's not something I can really fault these cards for, and it would be very disingenuous of me to blame hand traps for an archetype strength. So... But even then, like... And even then, in the face of Malice, from what I've seen, hand traps do absolutely nothing because you can just keep playing after getting hand trapped constantly. It's insane. My only deck with hand traps is Exodia. Nice. Honestly based. Like I said, if you're playing this for fun, then go nuts. Like I said, I'm not an authority. Hell, I'm not even good at this game myself half the time. I brute force learning a deck. If you've seen my Salamangreat plays, I'm not good at this game. I forget to read. I don't play that competitively. But as someone who's been, like, playing this game for 3 years, and even then, I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Before Master Duel even came out. Because I, like many other people, fell off it after, like, as a kid, and then you, like, if you're lucky, you might come back onto it. I was turned off by pendulums initially, but I eventually came back. And now, like, Xyz is probably my favorite summoning mechanic. I just like the gimmick. See you. No problem, Prophet. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah. It's like... It's hard to recommend, even if you're gonna play ranked, like, you're going to struggle. Because you might go into... Like I said, like, you could run into Malice and all these hand traps at Rookie now. Because the game's been out for that long, so the only people that are playing the game are, like, dedicated to the game for the most part. Like, like I said, I'm surprised I'm even stuck with it this long. Because I've always taken breaks, like, month-long breaks between playing Master Duel. And this is the most consistent I've been playing it. Even then, well, especially on stream, because, like I said, like, I play other games on my off time and stuff like that as well. Like, gaming is my jam, you know? My I was about to say Cyberpunk. My Cyberdark Orcus deck runs no hand traps because Orcus forces out hand traps. Yeah, but that's the thing. You see what I mean? You have the counters for it. But at least, but also that's the strength of your build then as well. Like, that's what I like about Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Like, the fact that you can build something that works around hand traps is really good. Like, I was gonna upgrade my Cyberdark deck as well. Yeah, this is the one. Now, granted, hands up, I rarely ever make these decks myself. Normally, I do see a deck list and I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then I might tweak if necessary. But even here, like, we have, what do we have? Yeah, 2 Maxis, 3 Ashes. I think that's it. Oh, Triple Tactics, Talent, And I wanted to use this one, but once again, the URs. It's like, it's what you should be I'm gonna reiterate it one last time. Just for myself, because I keep going on tangents, and I apologize for that. It's what, as a beginner, you should be spending your URs on. Your URs on. Because I can easily make this deck right now. I have the materials. I have just enough to make this deck completely viable. Or make this deck and play it, no issues. Yo, mana, you arrived just in time. Because, well, honestly, you can't... Yeah, you did, because I just finished a rant about hand traps and URs and what you should spend your UR crafting on. And like I said, I'm relatively low spender. The only time I spent fully, like a decent amount of change was when the Blue Eye stuff came out and the Primite stuff came out. So, like, I could spend my URs that I have on making this deck and playing it. That sounds cool to me. I love Cyber Dark. Getting staples like hand traps is definitely a big hurdle for new players. Yeah, that's basically what the crux of my point came down to, is that, like, as someone who's been playing it for years now, you're going to run into a couple of these, if not all of these, in your playtime. Now, I know I have 3 of everything. You're not always going to have 3 of everything, outside of limiteds and stuff like that. But this is an entire deck of shit you're going to run into. Because what I was debating on is I was going to make... Because I have enough materials now, I was going to make a 3rd Forbidden Droplet and 3 Fuelos. There is not a single deck list I come across that doesn't have 3 fucking Fuelos in it. Alright, that's hyperbole, but... Or I hope I'm using that word correctly. I always say word... I shouldn't use words and then, like, not know what the fuck they mean. I'm not naive to say some wrong shit, but yeah. It's just one of those things. Like, I feel like as a new player, instead of building a deck you like, you're better off building staples first, and that's sad. Because naturally, as someone who wants to come in, oh, I like Blue Eyes, or I like Synchron, I like, I want to be like you, Shane, you Stardust Dragon. Like, it's like the reality of the situation for the expectation. And like I said, I'm not gonna call for like bans and restrictions and stuff like that as well, because these cards, like it or not, are good for the game, because you're gonna have because otherwise you'll have a situation like Malice currently in ranked, who is dumpstering everything I've seen come across. And it's now what's happening to Malice is what happened to Blue Eyes initially, where people would just see Blue Eyes and scoop. And that also, and I ran into Malice a couple of times in ranked. I think no, it wasn't before the reset. I think it was a little after the reset. But it's like, yeesh, Malice is strong. And like unlike the actual real life card game, you don't have Ryziel to balance it out either. And even then, Ryziel and Malice are the top played decks currently, I think, in the TCG. Like, they are insanely strong. I might actually pull for Ryziel whenever it comes out, though, because for me, my philosophy is just to put it in perspective, my philosophy when it comes to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is play a deck that looks cool. That's why I ended up pulling... Where's my Salamangreat deck? Even though I'm not good at it, that's why I ended up building the Salamangreat deck. Like, it has your staples in it, like it has Droll and Lockbird. I might actually get rid of the Droll and Lockbird and just put in 3 effect failures, to be honest. But, like, this is why I built this deck. Like, look at this monster. Look at Pyro Phoenix. You can't tell me Pyro Phoenix isn't cool. Same with Raging Phoenix. I saw this and I thought, that's a cool looking mech card. That's pretty sick. I bought, and then I, like, pulled for it. I did have to craft, like, a couple of these. And then, like, Promethean Princess, I was lucky enough to pull this. Like, so, like, that is my overall philosophy when it comes to this game. Is play something you think looks cool. I've been in love with Blue Eyes since the very beginning. You bet your sweet bippy I built a damn deck around it when the new support came around. And even then, before the new support, I built a deck for Blue Eyes. I think it's gone now because I wanted to make space. I think I only have, like, the one... Yeah, like, before Primite even came out, I was like, oh, what if I make Buster Blader with Blue Eyes? That sounds good. And I even have, like, a Buster Blader dedicated deck with no hand traps in it. So, like, if there's anyone that can, like, that has the pedigree of playing what's fun to you. Yeah, I'd like to think I have some kind of pedigree. And even then, like, Galaxy Eyes, for instance, I didn't always have hand traps in this deck. I think the old Galaxy Eyes one is gone that I did use. No, I tweaked it because there was a new card that came out. I wanted to try... Yeah, this is tweaked heavily. Like, I wanted to try the new Titanic Galaxy card as well. I didn't actually get a lot of time to play with this. But even then, like, it came off the back of, like, I saw a deck list on YouTube for the Under 5 event. And I saw this, and like I said, the SRs aren't as big a deal. You're going to get more SR materials than you are URs. But then it comes down to, should I just build the staples ahead of time? And also, I'm kind of eating my foot here because I got rid of an Alt-Art Engage. I didn't think a deck would ever need 3 of them that I would play, because I don't play Sky Striker. But, like, yeah, so that I need to craft 1 Engage. I need to craft Heavy Storm. I need to craft, like, this card, but I've never seen this card in my life, so is it worth really crafting if I can't just, like, immediately, or if I don't use it in other decks, it's just wasted. And then, like, even if I do want to, oh, this is an undismantleable card, or is it because I don't have one to dismantle? Okay, that's just because I haven't crafted it to dismantle. Never mind. I don't use hand traps because they get in the way of cards I want to see. But that's exactly it. Like, yeah, I agree. I agree with that sentiment. But for me, I guess for me, it came down to the fact that I was beaten down so hard by decks that just had hand traps and wouldn't let me play because I didn't have the counters to play what I wanted, that I'm just like, it's like, is it even worth it at this point to just use your UR materials to build a deck you want to build? And it's sad. It really is. And that's the state of the game. And like I said, I don't hate hand traps. I just hate losing to them. If I want to be... Because, like, you can't escape them, like I said, in casual duel either. You have to have something that competes or you're toast. Unless you're only playing with friends, in which case that's a completely different story altogether. You don't, like, because you might play, like... if like some videos online, with Yugi tubers and stuff like that. Oh, I might play like the OG format. Oh, I might just play Synchrons or whatever. Like, I might play Resonator with no hand traps or anything like that. Maxi came out in 2011, which I think is nuts, but that's besides the point. I feel like my point is unusually cynical for a game I really enjoy. I never break Diamond 2, but rank doesn't matter. Damn. If you're you're already better than me if you get to Platinum. Like, if you get past get past Platinum 5, you're already better than me at the game. So, like, I mean, maybe I should shut the fuck up. But yeah, I'm thinking of, you know what I might do? I might actually just name this Must Build Cards. And save this as a deck. So that way I can come back to it. Because, right, so Twitch really not running well for me lately. Had to change the browser for it to start the player. Damn, that sucks, dude. Yeah, no, my internet was on the fritz yesterday, so I'm glad it's... touch wood, I'm glad it's running now. I also realized I've been ranting for like half an hour. And I was only going to stream for like 2 hours today. So I probably should get some gameplay in. But yeah, I think... maybe this is just a me thing. Everyone's gonna have their way of playing the game. And I guess I got tired. For me, it's like I came into this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, wanting to play a card game that I had recently got back into with an archetype that I loved, which was Blue Eyes before the Primite support and the new, like, Ultimate Blue Eyes support. Are you doing the event? That was the plan, yeah. That still is the plan. I'm probably gonna use a loner deck. Because I was going to build this one, and then this is where the rant came from. Like, I need to build Heavy Storm, and for the deck that this is, I have to build a card I will probably never use. The SRs, like I mentioned, aren't that bad. It's the URs. It's always the URs. So, I'm gonna make a deck of actually, Mana, now that you're here, is there anything from this deck I am missing? When it comes to staples, hand traps, whatever. Heavy Storm isn't a bad investment. Yeah. My idea was I was going to just bite the bullet build 3 of these fucking things and get 1 more Forbidden Droplet, because I see some decks running 3. I see a lot of people running 2, but I do see 3 of it ran. I have enough to make 4 cards. I'm probably going to use a loner deck. I used a loner deck for the Fusion Link event, and that was painful. I used the Dragoon one, but people were building around Dragoon. Raigeki is at 2 now. Oh, God. I don't care. I don't care. I don't see Raigeki nearly as much as I see the other ones. So I'm happy enough with the one. I also got, like... I'm actually surprised I even had Raigeki or Harpy's Feather Duster, to be honest. I thought I only had, like... I thought I didn't have them at all. Because when I was building this deck, I was like, oh god, I don't even have Raigeki or Feather Duster. What the fuck? I'm playing a cheap burn deck in the event with only 5 SRs. Sick. I did see a burn deck. Yeah, the deck I was going to build was like a Cyber Dragon OTK. You're missing a few SR ones like Lancia and DD Crow. I mean, they're fine. Like, right, so Lancia. That's Artifact Lancia, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so like, I'll put 3 in. I feel like I said though, SRs aren't really the issue. At least for me. Crow isn't good right now. I mean, even then, like, they're like, this is where like the crux of like, should I be building these cards comes from. Oh, it's like D.D. D.D. Oh, I actually have one, funnily enough. I have at least one. Yeah, so like, look, we're already like close to the threshold. And on the other side, there's Shifter, of course, and you couldn't even count the Bestials. Yeah, well, to be honest, I have, but a lot is format dependent. Yeah, but that's exactly it, like, because it's like, that's another like issue with my point of just build these cards and you're good, because even if you can dismantle them, you're only getting a third of the crafting material you spent on it. So like, what else we got? Bestials. I have pretty much all the Bestials. Oh, whoops. Even the Synchro. Yeah, like, I have 2 Lubellians, I have Magnemot, I have one of the other 3. I even have this one. I don't even know how I got this one, but I got it. And I got that's Royal Rare, isn't it? I got this thing, I don't even use it. But it's an SR, so I wasn't willing to dismantle it. The Dominus Traps are another UR sync. Exactly, yeah. See what I mean? In a Malice format, Crow is bad. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, SRs aren't really a big issue because you typically are getting enough. And you could always just go here, dismantle all extra cards, and you can get some materials back if you're, like, pulling and stuff like that. So I'll do that just because I have more than, like, look how much material I have. Like, so, what, let me just look that up. So, the Dominus Traps, yeah, I already have Dominus Purge for myself, because, like, the Blue Eyes decks were running it. So, I already have, I was gonna make Impulse for the Salamangreat deck, but then I was like, I think, was it on stream, I think? You guys said, you don't need Impulse for Salamangreat, and I was like, sick, an excuse not to make a fucking, like, set of 3 again. SRs are only an issue for new players, kind of swapped out the amount with the URs in newer decks, which is insane. Yeah, like, that's the other problem as well, is that Konami constantly are releasing new, like, types, and most of, if not all of the essential cards are URs. So I know it's a free game, it's a tactic to get you to spend money because you really want those cards so badly. Trust me, you really want those cards. But I still don't like it. I don't like that shit in any other game, and I don't like it now. I know it's basically emulate in real life as well. That's basically kind of what you're doing in actual Yu-Gi-Oh! But here's the thing, you can't buy one-ofs in this game. You can't, like, use material to buy... Actually, that's what the craft... Oh, whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Especially the 3-ofs. The new Shadowverse made it even worse. God damn, that sucks, dude. Yeah. So, like, look. Right. So, for the sake of... Right. Is there anything else I should be adding to this? We're actually, funnily enough, reaching the 50 limit. I'm glad Konami made Malice expensive, knowing people will cave and buy it anyway. Yeah, to be honest, like, decks like that, I feel like it's warranted due to the strength of it. Like, Blue Eyes was tier 0 at one point? Very briefly. I can't remember if it got to tier 0 or if it got to tier 1. Or tier 1 was the highest it got. Like, and then they limited it. Or semi-limited it. Arena with its wild cards, you can't even generate at will, what makes it hard to get new color combinations instead of land tax for rare is insane. Yeah, I haven't played that now in a while. Wait, is that Arena with its wild cards? You can't even generate one. I wasn't sure if that was Shadowverse or Magic. I was like, wait, am I getting my card games confused? That's MTG. Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought it was by, you know, color combination and land and stuff like that. I was like, okay. Yeah. I know this is an every card game issue. But shit, I'm paying for these cards half the time. I'm gonna complain about it. I'm a paying customer, so that gives me the right to complain. That's just how it works, alright? That's capitalism, baby. Consumerism at its finest. Alright. Is there anything else? I do want to do a little bit of the event, even if I just go on a complete fucking losing streak, before calling it. Is there any other staples I should add to this? Because what I'll do, and like, will I remove cards that I don't need 3 of? MD definitely got greedier over time at first staples, and your boss monsters were URs for the most part. Yeah, I remember. Oh, the good old days. The good old days. And of course they made Blue Eyes like the most expensive deck. I remember like foaming at the mouth for Blue Eyes and it not even being like a tier. Wouldn't really make a 3rd copy of the triple tactic spells. Yeah, that's fair. I only put them in here as like a way to show my point of like, so I know you wouldn't realistically have like 3 of each of these cards, and of course I can't put 3 in because they're limited or semi-limited. Like, yeah, so like you wouldn't so I'm good. So what I'm gonna, yeah, because what I'm gonna do is, if there's anything else, I'm going to remove the stuff I already own, or that I might need 3 of. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna touch Impulse. I don't need it. The only reason I was gonna even think about crafting them was because of the fact that I thought I needed them for Salamangrite to keep it competitive, but Salamangrite's already good on its own. I like playing structure decks because they've given you UR monsters and SRs. Yeah, that's the reason I built the Gaia deck. Because I was like, oh, Gaia's so fucking cool. And now it's like, bruh. And it's like, not even a competitive deck. And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care if it's not competitive. I play it because it makes me happy, damn it. I don't play it to win. Even though losing fucking sucks. God, the conundrum of a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I want to win, but I want to play the deck that I love. And also, like I said, I'm fucking bad at this game, dude. Some structured decks are way better than others regarding that. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know about Resonator. I know Gaia isn't good, but I fucking like it. So that's why I built that deck in the first place. And that deck has no hand traps or nothing in it. That is bare bones, just structure deck, baby. Maybe some added extras. Oh, and then there was like the Cyber Dark stuff as well. That was also structure deck, yeah. But also, that deck has actually gotten a slight improvement with the introduction of Clockwork Knight. Being able to search Clockwork Knight. Pulling off a Cyber Dark End Dragon in rank tickles my brain. Oh, don't get me started. Getting that off and people not reading the card is the funniest thing. I've done it on stream before. It's so good. I completely know what you're talking about, Knight. Oh my god. It's the most satisfying thing to pull off, but then it sucks donkey dick if it gets snatched. If it somehow gets pulled onto your opponent's field, you might as well just scoop now. It's like, oh fuck it, I'll die, I guess. Oh my god. You might as well scoop IRL, genuinely. That's the worst feeling. It's coupled with like the highest high when you get that card out on the field with no interruptions to the lowest below hell low you can possibly get once it gets snatched from your fucking field. Oh god. I just gave myself PTSD. But yeah, it's so good, but like holy balls. Alright. If there's nothing else to add to this deck, I'm gonna start sweeping cards I already own, or 3-ofs I already own. Because this is what, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I see 3 of Fuelos enough to warrant building it. And the same with Forbidden Droplet. I know now Forbidden Droplet is a little bit more leeway, because I see 2-ofs being used a lot, but I also see the occasional 3. I already have, like, the cold buys, and you know what, I'll get rid of the cold buy and I'll get my cross out, they're already limited. Same with, I know Regeki's 2, but like I said, it's one of those things where, like, if I can, I will build it, I will build a second one, but the other ones show up so much more often that I can forego it for now. Yeah, I'll get rid of triple tactics, that's fine. Yeah, I already have 3 infinite impermanence, 3 dominance purges because they're in my Blue Eyes deck. Yeah, I have, like I said, Perlina's here. Or what, am I saying it wrong? Or Perulia. I was calling it Perlina the entire time. Whatever, doesn't really matter. This fuck right here. I don't see this often enough as well. Yeah, Perulia, whatever. Mulch Army, Mulch Army's derogatory. But yeah, I don't see this one being used all that often, so this is one I'm willing to forego as well for the time being. I see this one, Fulos, being used a lot more. Actually, I see this everywhere. I'm underselling it. I see this card everywhere. So I think I'll forego the other one for now. The SRs can stay because, like I mentioned, like, I don't even think you really need 3 Ghost Ogres, but like I said, it's one of those things where, like, it's like a Raigeki situation where it's like, you don't need 2, but, or you don't need 3, but there might be an occasion. Puru and Fua Fua are Japanese sounds effects for things like Doki Doki for Heartbeat. Oh, right, fair enough. Anytime I see Fulos, I just think of fucking Fuumoko from Hololive. Bow bow, bitch. That's totally what they say. That's totally that's their quote, guys. Trust me. Bow bow, motherfucker. God damn. What am I on? I'm so fucking delirious today. Great, now that song is stuck in my head again. It's like that one clip where it's like meow meow. Word I can't say. Oh god. Right. Okay, so we've narrowed it down further. You know what? Just to bite the bullet or bite the head off the snake in this instance. I'm gonna just I have 1, don't I? Yeah, so I just need to generate 2. Okay. DD Crow is done. Drone Lockbird is done. I already have 3 effect failures. I only have 2 maxis. I have 3 ashes. And just for the sake of... I don't know where Artifact Lancia fits in any deck because I've not used it. But, like I said, I don't mind spending it for staples. So, Lancia is done. So that thankfully, we narrowed it down pretty effing far. Let me just save here just for the sake of... Did I get a free pack? Oh, I got free pulls. If I pull a Lancia, I'm gonna fucking shit bricks. If I pull a Lancia, I'm going to shit myself on stream. I thought it's not this one, but I think it's one of the other ones. Yeah. Normals and rares, of course. Tail is all this time. Yeah, if I do this and I pull Lancia, I'm gonna like... I don't even know what I'll do. Okay, good. I spared myself from having to shit myself on stream. Oh my god, that would have been terrifying. Okay, we got 1 more free pull. I don't even know what this one is. Worst case scenario, it's you are fodder. Yeah, just more normals and rares. Okay, well I got 3 free pulls out of it. It's interesting how many still know Kaon. Yeah, I actually haven't watched Kaon. I've heard of it, but yeah. Fulos is definitely good to get as a maxi replacement for all the events. Yeah. Like I said, my plan was to just get the 3 of these and a 3rd Forbidden Droplet. So like, if that's a good pull, then I'll do that. And then I'll just start saving up URs. And odds are I'm going to get URs again eventually, especially if Ryzeal comes out and I do want to pull for it. Because Ryzeal has my favorite thing. Yeah, that comes up probably the most. Yeah, right then. I'll do that then. I do, like I said, I've seen decks with 3 Forbidden Droplet. Ghost Ogre and Bell are more niche. Yeah, okay. I have 2 Ghost Ogres anyway, because I think I crafted one, and then I ended up getting the pack with one. So I have 2. With Ghost Ogre, it's funny, I have this card in real life, as well. Yeah, there was like another one as well, but I think I got rid of it because it was even more niche. No, it's another one. It's another one. She's got like a white cloak on. I can't think of the card because they all look the bloody same. Yeah, okay then. So then, Ghost Ogre's fine. Ghost Spell is fine. Yo, Rocket, how's it going? We're just currently discussing some stuff. House of Max was a game-changing under 5 event. Just look for level 3 tuners with Ghost in their name. Oh, that's fair, yeah. Game changer. Yeah. Was it level 3 tuner? Level 3. Did I mention how much I love Sonic music? It's not like I play it every stream. Where is... There we go. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this one. Ghost Mourner. I couldn't remember the name of it. Because I have one of these as well, but I also think it's another niche play. Yo, Night Assassin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you. What was the Ghost Sister? Yeah, this one. This one currently up on my screen. This is the one I couldn't think of. But I also understand this is a niche one. When it comes to Dogwood. You said that and I just hear backwood. Hey, want some backwoods? Yeah. Okay. After narrowing it down, I think this is still a good investment. Dogwood are the best hand trap. Is that like an actual thing? Oh yeah, I might have to turn off the thing. The filters. The filters. I crafted them for events where they banned more hand traps. Comes up again and again. Sometimes especially in an attribute, it'll block defense. Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, it actually is Dogwood. Ah, sick. I actually did not know this card existed, but I can't say I'm all that surprised that there's another one of these cards. Once again, I kind of judge, like, this deck was full, for those that are coming in, this deck was full of hand traps, or just staple cards in general. I've only narrowed it down to there. Isn't that the one that heals you? Oh, is it? I don't think I've ever seen this card used. During either turn except the end phase, you can discard this card, apply this effect this turn. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you did not gain life points by this effect, your life points are halved by the end phase. During the end phase. Oh, fuck. Double-edged sword then. It heavily relies on your opponent's special summoning, which is all the time, by the way. That's actually pretty sick, not gonna lie. That feels fun as like a, like, you know what, fuck you type card. Like, go ahead, special summon. Give me like over 20,000 life points. Because you're getting the, what was it? It's based on the attack. Yeah, that monster's attack. Like, dude. Putting out like, just for my own example, putting out like 2 Raging Phoenixes is like basically like 9k. Okay, it was a bit dramatic. Like 560 or 500 and 600. 5,600. More popular for the TCG to win time, but you can stop Template with it as well. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but you definitely win a turn most of the time. Yeah. Can you ash that? The only problem with that is if you can ash it, then... well, I suppose it can be... It doesn't even have to be ash. I feel like ash is always like my go-to. Yeah. I don't know why I always use ash as the example, but it is like the culprit when it comes to... It's Maxi or ash most of the time. In this game specifically. Like, anytime you're getting negated, it's ash. Ash... might as well be an omni negate with how it feels. It might as well be. Could you imagine that? I'm pretty sure. I say, oh, could you imagine an omni negate from the hand? There probably exists one. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. God. Only called by usually works. Yeah, that's fair. I suppose, yeah, isn't called by an Omni Negate? Yeah, that will, alright, that would be broke. Okay, yeah. I was like, no, I don't think, oh yeah, because, like, it only stops the effect from stuff that's been used in the graveyard, or that's been sent to the graveyard, or something along those lines. I'm confusing myself, there's so many fucking cards. I like there's not a lot of cards to stop monster from setting a card from your deck. Yeah, nothing can stop setting a card, which is kind of funny. Only monster negate, and it has to be in the grave. Yeah, I just brain farted there for a sec. Yeah, an Omni Negate from the hand though sounds disgusting, and I don't put it past Konami to not release something like that. I'm gonna be honest. It'd get banned turn 1, but they'd bring it out. Alright. Well, if we've narrowed it down to these 4 cards, I'm gonna make them. Because, like I said, getting these cards made and not having to worry about them for deck builds in the future is just something I want to give as a present to future Nova. Like, hey, you don't have to worry about Fuelos anymore, okay? You don't have, like, look at me. Look at me, future Nova. You don't have to worry about Fuelos anymore. Then it gets fucking nuked. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Trust me, bro. My sources, I made it the fuck up. Making 6 shaders. Yeesh. What is that? No. I thought that was an extra card. They didn't even ban Maxi yet, so Fua's fine. Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like with these cards, they're so integral to Master Duel. Like I said, Maxi got limited, but it did nothing to it, really. Your opponent's always going to draw it. Your opponent's always going to have it in their hand. That's just the long and short of it. Those cards, it doesn't matter if they're limited to 2. Your opponent's going to have it in their first turn deck. Or their first turn hand. That is just how it is. I'm just tired of, like, going onto Master Duel meta and seeing 3 of these fuckers. I'm tired of groaning over it because it just harkens back to when I started playing Master Duel and Ash was everywhere. Like, oh my god, I don't have the materials for this, fuck. Are you saying if Maxi goes, then Fua should go? Even though it's way more far. Most just replace the Maxi copy with a lost Fua. Yeah. But even then, I've seen fucking decks run both. I've seen decks run both. Like, they've used, like, these entire fucking like, 5 of these motherfuckers, dude. Now, to be fair, I don't know what I'm gonna keep calling it Perlina, but, like, this one as well. Which army? Like, I'm not gonna build it now, but I do see this less. What does this even do? If you control no cards, you can discard this card from the hand. Apply these effects each turn. Or this turn, excuse me. Each time your opponent normal or special summon a monster, immediately draw 1 card. Once during this end phase, if the number of cards in your hand is more than the number of cards your opponent controls, 6+, or +6, you must randomly shuffle cards from your hand into the deck so the number in your hand equals the number your opponent controls +6. +6, dude, that's nuts. That's crazy. Even though it's way more fair. Tenpai is the worst offender for that. Yeah, Tenpai. I feel like I don't, like, I'm gonna jinx myself right now. I don't think I've ever faced a Tenpai player. But then again, I'm also low rank. I don't know how low. Yeah, I don't know how high you have to be or low you have to be to run into Tenpais. So if you have 7 and your op is 1 card, you send 1. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to build these cards. I think it was a given at this point. I already came into this before I, like, made the whole deck. I've already made the full deck of, like, stuff that I was missing. Stuff that I needed to craft. I have Artifact Lancia now. I have the DD Crows now. I spent a good amount of material getting them. But like I said, SRs are not as bad. Especially if you're playing for, like, long times and you're getting the premium battle pass all the time. I keep whatever, dual pass, yeah, the gold dual pass. Honestly, this deck might this stream might just be deck building, not gonna lie. I don't know if I'll play the event with how, like, it's like I'm already at the mark. I'm already at the, like, 1.5 hour mark. Oh my god. Well, I don't mind doing this either. I like discussing, like, I feel like with Yu-Gi-Oh, to go off on another kind of tangent, I like streaming Yu-Gi-Oh because it lends a lot to, like, just the community, like, back and forth, giving feedback and stuff like that as well. Like, being able to chat with you guys in chat and, like, get feedback of, like, right, you should try and build this, maybe tweak this, do this and this, and it's like, yeah, that's a cool conversation. I like having that. So, like, not all of my Master Duel decks need to have me playing the game, especially, like, I know there's an event happening, but I know a lot of people are going to be playing the event as well. So, like, a lot of people will go to watch people, like, other, like, bigger Yu-Gi tubers and stuff like that. And I wouldn't consider myself a Yu-Gi tuber with how often I play other games on stream and like, VOD and stuff like that. Shit, we're still editing Halo. We're still editing Halo from, like, a couple of months back. We're on Halo 2 now. First half of the event ends tonight. Oh, yeah, I've done the Fusion Link one. That one's done. I'll just save this just so I can come back to it. I only got as far as getting all the gems. But I did that on my own time. It's the under 5 one that I'd be focused on. Okay, then you got about a week. Yeah. Yeah. I got... Well, Jesus, fly... fucking fly tweaking me out. Yeah. I'm not a big person for going to the titles. It's a cool title, but I was already struggling my ass off with this event. People were just hard countering Dragoon, and I hate it so much. And I didn't have like a deck built for it. Because Fusions and Links, God, rest in peace, Xyz. Yeah, so like I got all the materials, I got the card, stuff like that. So it's the under 5 one that I'm going to focus on. If not today, I'll probably do it on my own time. I don't know. I'm going to pick one of the... I'm probably going to play with one of the loner decks anyway, like I mentioned. Yeah, I'm probably going to... Like I said, I might end up doing... I'm probably going to end up doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel next week anyway, because I plan on taking next Friday off to focus on editing the Halo 2 video for the 31st. So, like, when does this end? The 25th? That's the 25th. When is the 25th? Is the 25th a Friday? Not Friday, excuse me. Yeah, 25th is a Friday. So yeah, we still have plenty of time to do like the under 5 event. So this duel may be just yapping and deck building or card crafting, not really deck building. But we got plenty of time. Like I'll probably progress a little bit on my own time as well, because like I said, I bought Donkey Kong Bonanza yesterday and I've been playing that. Yeah, currently working on another deck for it since Mikanko didn't feel good. Yeah, I don't know any of the decks. I saw Dragoon and I was like, oh, sick, awesome. And then it was absolute pain because people were playing around it like mad. And also, I'm not familiar. While I have a Dark Magician deck, I'm still not as familiar with it as I would be with Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is like my comfort deck. I constantly go back to it because of how strong it is. And just because I love my Blue Eyes. But yeah, right. I think we're solid here. I need to use the bathroom real quick though. Came out of nowhere. Right. We're gonna build our 3 Fuas. We're gonna build our 3 Fuas because they're everywhere. Should I build the Forbidden Droplet? I feel like I see enough 3-ofs in decks that it's warranted. And then I will refill this deck with cards I'm missing. So like the Raigeki, like the Heavy Storm, that type of thing. I've covered a lot of the SR if not all of the SR staples. It's just the UR ones I want to keep track of. So I will keep this deck for must build cards as like a, hey, when you get new UR material, here's what you build. So that way I don't have to worry about it going forward. I don't know if there are any more staples to come, but at least I will have the ground laid for just being able to build whatever deck I want whenever a deck that I'm interested comes out. That's the way I'm gonna go about this, just for the sake of like making it easier on future me more than anything else. So if chat is in agreement for a 3rd Forbidden Droplet, speak now or forever hold your peace. Or say I in the chat. As in AYE. I think it's a good investment. It's a good enough investment. Like, you can't really go wrong, you know what I mean? And then I'll fill up the deck with cards I might need. So, nothing for like deck specific, but just like a second Raigeki is on a waste for sure. Okay, that's all I need. That's all I needed. Just like, yeah, I'll make the third. I at least have 3 of. I've seen enough decks where it has been 3 of. I get a free pull off that? No, damn it. Right. Okay. So now it's just a matter of like looking decks up and see what we got on. Right. So we fill up the deck. We fill up the deck now with cards. We will push towards going forward. Raigeki is 2 of now, so I will put the 2 of them there just so I know to get it. Was there other ones? I suppose I could put Dominus Impulse in, but I don't really think Dominus Impulse is necessary. Ghost. I don't think I need. I've seen. I'll put it in here for now. Not all of this is set in stone. Yeah, not all of this is set in stone. I'll even put 3 here, because I might just get, like, work towards the 2 of. The 3s are just so it's like, hey, do I want to build a third? Do I want to build a second? What else could there be? I mean, I might just put in Dominus Impulse anyway. Nah, I don't think I need it. Dominus Impulse is just a different version of Ash, and I have that covered. I think these are fine. I think this like here, because I didn't even realize Heavy Storm was like limited. I understand why it is, but I just didn't think it was limited. Hell, I'm surprised they basically do the same thing, except one does it for monster cards, the other one does it for back row. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? My brain not braining today. I think I'm good. I think, yeah, funnily enough, it's nice to see the list being so small. I suppose there is the other Mulch Army. So I'll put it in here. God, it's so nice. It's actually satisfying seeing the fact that I have these cards now. Not gonna lie. It's satisfying having the option. Less than having the cards themselves, actually, if that makes sense. I rarely ever see both Mulch Armies being used, but I'll put them in here. I feel like if I could organize via like priority, I would like literally like put Raigeki up and like Heavy Storm up more than anything else. Yeah, I think we're covered. I think we're pretty comfortable, chat. Not gonna lie. I know today has been kind of like, I'm probably not gonna duel. If anything, I might look up. We might do some research on Ryzeal because we don't know when that's coming out. Unless there has been leaks, but we might actually do some research about decks and stuff like that for a little bit, and then see what comes out. Because I'm not familiar with Ryzeal, it just comes back to my philosophy of, hey, these cards look pretty damn cool. I like the design of the cards. So if you were expecting me to do the event, I apologize. But also, this is why I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. It's like, I like the community aspect of, like, trading ideas back and forth. And, like, talking about, like, what's good, what's not good, what's, like, what could be good type of deal. I like the conversation. Which is more than I could say about other communities. But yeah. Like I said, I'm not a competitive player by any means. I like playing the game because the game's fun. Though I try not to use casual too much because I do take it seriously somewhat. I'm just not trying to become master. Okay. Yeah, alright. I think that's what we'll do then. I want to do some research on some other decks that might be coming. See, I don't think Ryzeal is next. Ryzeal might be next if Malice continues to be a fucking tyrant. But I don't think that's guaranteed. I think because we're not going to get a pack for another, like, couple of weeks, like into what August, excuse me. I'm excited for when Mulch Army Meows comes to Master Duel. There's a fucking third one, dog. Alright, I'll look that card up when we get there. Right, I think for now we're good here as cards I want to build. Like I said, if I could organize these, I would in like order of priority, because it'd be Raigeki and Heavy Storm would be first. And then, like, the Perulias, yeah, would be, like, last, pretty much, because I have Fuelos now. Right. Yeah, Nyan. Yeesh. Right, I'll look those cards up, when we get to the research portion of the stream, which probably won't be for very long, but I want to do a little bit. The only one. Meows gives you 1 draw every time your opponent summons from the grave or banished. I'm gonna ask a question, and it's going to infuriate me. The only one which they translated differently. Oh, right. I wonder what was it called initially then? Oh, all right. Before we get to that, does that stack with Fuelos? If you have both of them in your hand turn 1, and you use one or the other. Actually, isn't there like a stipulation to that? You can only activate... Yeah, never mind. You can only activate one other Mulcharmy monster effect during the turn you activate it. So yes, that is fucking disgusting. That is disgusting to hear. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna be real. If they introduce that in Master Duel, they need to ban Maxi. Or they need to limit it off the jump. Because that is going to break the game in so many ways. I know I said I don't like calling for bans or limits, but those two at the same time, and you know your opponent's going to draw those cards at the same time. That is the way of Master Duel. Your opponent has everything they need and you have nothing. God, it's not like Willy Wonka. You lose, you get nothing. Dear Christ. Maxi into double Fua, I wanna cry, dude. Oh my god, that is disgusting. Malice doesn't like a Meows resolving. Even then, if Ryzeal comes out before Meows, oh god forbid they come out in the same pack. Ryzeal and Meows getting put in the same pack. Jesus, that is nightmare fuel. Well, I mean, Ryzeal kind of a result of like... Because, I mean, it isn't like Ryzeal basically the only direct competition to... Or not, I was going to say Fuelos. Damn, Mulcharmy on the brain. Isn't Ryzeal basically like the only current competition to Malice? Like, I know there's other decks. There are some stuff that's really good. Ryzeal's better than Mulcharmy. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, especially if I'm going to build Ryzeal when that comes out. Spend all my damn gems just to get, like, 2 URs. Well, at least it was IRL. We have side decking. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the biggest thing this game doesn't have is side decking, where you can't just like quickly swap stuff out. That's fair. It's more about how many main deck. It's more about how many main deck Lancia. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Well, now I have Lancia, so at least I have the foundation set for when Ryzeal comes out. I do want to research Ryzeal. Like, it's not only it kind of comes down to the same philosophy I had with Galaxy Eyes and Tachyon, is that it's not only that it has my favorite summoning mechanic in Xyz, but the cards also look really cool. So, Lancia is anti-Malice. Yeah, I might look up a couple of decks then. I wonder if, like, any Blue Eyes decks, like, have Lancia as, like, yeah, here you go, buddy. I'm not familiar about Lancia. You know what? I should probably read the effect of that card. Bop, bop. Woo! Ba, 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 da, ba. You can set this card from your hand to your special and trap zone as a spell. Oh, that's actually interesting. Yeah, I've never actually read this card. And well, it stops called by as well. Damn, that's really good. During your opponent's turn, if this set card in the spell trap zone is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you contribute this card from your hand or face up field. Neither character can banish cards for the rest of this turn. Okay, that is pretty sick. That is actually pretty good. Ryzeal doesn't care about Charmies because Detonator can dodge Imperm and Veiler. Yeah, I was actually gonna look up Ryzeal here, but Ryzeal's not out. Right. This is saved. I'll put this away. Before we go too deep into research stuff at the moment, I want to quickly use the little streamer's room. So bear with me for just a moment. I'll get up Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro deck. And Master Duel meta. I know it's probably other sites, but these are like the main 2 sites I use. So I'll keep Master Duel up for now. But we'll do some research when I get back. All right, I will be just a couple of minutes. I will be as fast as I humanly can. So enjoy the music. Hang on, where's my borked ass BRB sign? There we go. I'm never changing this. Unless I get, like, a different text, but the same borked ass quality. I might even make that bigger. You know what? Yeah, F it, we ball. It's so fucking fried. It's so bad. It's so crap in quality. I love it. Alright, I'm gonna use a little streamer's room. I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, bye. I'm back. I am back. I am back. I was like, I put my headphones on and heard Ocean Palace, and I immediately thought of like, I immediately thought of Team Dark's monologue when they start the stage, and I knew it off immediately. Ancient civilization established on the sea. This place is really beautiful. Primary target is Eggman. Don't forget it. Too good. Love Sonic Heroes, bro. Alright. Time for some research. Time to become mad Yu-Gi-Oh! Scientists and research what we're probably going to be up against. Let me just... Right. Swap the scene over here. There we go. It might be a little bit small. I hope it's not too small. I hope it's big enough. That's what she said. Right. So, let's get some point of reference when it comes to Raziel. Actually, I think like top placements. There we go. There's some good there's a good one right here. Yeah, Raziel monsters look so sick, bro. Oh my god. I'm actually surprised. Mitsurugi is one I like completely neglected. Hang on. Okay, sick. At 8. Right, let's see that change that over. Okay, yeah, I keep forgetting. Mitsurugi's a thing, and I really shouldn't neglect it. Of course, the first deck I see is Feedsmith Mitsurugi. Raziel Mitsurugi. Oh, there's a lot of Raziel Mitsurugi. Okay, that's definitely something to consider. Let's go into a regular Raziel deck, because there's probably going to be... If anything, Raziel's coming first. I actually don't know. But then again, like I said, I don't know if there's any leaks. Is there any leaks and updates like a month ago? Okay, right. Right. Let's just click on this one. I think Detonator is like the main one. Ice Ryzeal. Oh, these were already limited to 2 in the TCG. Holy crap. And 1 in the OCG. Oh boy. Is it that strong? It's very possible then that they come to Master Duel already limited. Oh damn, look at this. Look at this disgusting. 3 Fulos, 3 Puralina. Damn it, almost said it right. Perulia, 1 Nibiru, 3 Ashes, 3 Droll Lockbird. God, I love Yu-Gi-Oh, I swear. Yeah, Detonator's the big one, isn't it? Look at this beefy boy, dude. It looks so cool. Mischief's of the Gnomes is good against Myths. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with like all. I don't pay attention too heavily to the TCG. I kind of just mind my own business over here in Master Duel land. I did build my own Cyberdark deck in in real life. I have like the deck just above me on the shelf. But yeah, right. What does this card do? Card text: 2+ level 4. So 2 or more level 4 Ryzeal monsters. When your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card to target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Okay, already off to a good start. You can only use each of the following effects of Ryzeal Detonator once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can attach 1 monster from your graveyard to this card as material. Oh, that's fucked, because you can immediately just get the thing you dismantled or detached. If an Xyz monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach 1 material from this card instead. Okay, yeah, I can see why that's strong. I can see why that's strong. It's probably good in tandem with a lot of other stuff. And that's like, because on its own, that's pretty solid. Like, on its own, that's like a pretty solid effect to have. But it's limited to 1 for a reason. And I guarantee it's because that sounds like pretty standard for like stuff you run into normally. So like my guess is the whole deck is rank 4 spam. Yeah. So it's like, would I be correct in a way of like the level 4 spam being Utopia-esque? Now, to preface, I'm not familiar with the Utopia archetype and how good or how bad it is. When you say level 4 spam though, or level something spam, that's what comes to mind. Mischief of the Gnomes decreases the level of monsters added to the hand and are specials. And that are special summoned by 1. Myths needs exactly 8 to work. Oh, shit. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Alright. Yeah. Because I can see why this works on its own pretty well. But the fact that, like, it's limited to 1 means it must have, like, in tandem be a lot more powerful than it lets on. Yeah, look at that. The side deck. Immediately 3 Lancia in the side deck. Oh, there's Meow. Yeah, Meowls. Give me this. Let me see what this does. Oh, you guys already told me this, but I need to like read this heresy for myself. Card text: if you control no cards, quick effect, you can discard this card, apply these effects this turn. Each time your opponent special summons a monster from the graveyard or banishment, immediately draw 1 card. Once during this end phase, if the number of cards in your hand is more than the number of cards in your opponent controls +6, you must randomly shuffle your cards from your hand to the deck so the number in your hand equals the number of your opponents +6. I think that's the same as the other one. Are they all the same? Is that secondary effect the same throughout? Okay, yeah, that second effect is basically the same on every Mulchamber card. Or at least the ones we know. Or at least the ones I know, I should say. Yeah, it's mainly just the special summoning and drawing 1 card. That's the one I see a lot of people using. Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, Meowls is heresy along with Fulos. Those 2 together sound awful. When did it come out? It came out this year. Oh, Christ. Which means we're going to get that as soon as next year. We're going to get that as late as next year, I should say. If it comes out this year, we're cooked, chat. If you resolve a Meow's, Malice ends their turn, essentially. That is true, actually. That's actually... Yeah. Oh my god. Like I said, can you imagine if Ryzeal and that comes out at the same time? We're going to have such a shift in the power balance. It's already strong in favor of Malice because Ryzeal doesn't exist. Also, actually, I want to check if some of these cards already exist in Master Duel. Trap Drakes. What? Look at that. Look at that. You are. And a lot of those you're probably gonna have to craft because they might be in the pack, like they're all in packs that were already like released and now they're in the Master Duel packs. Yeesh. What's this one? Look, dude, these cards, the Ryziel cards look so sick. He's dual wielding pistols, for Christ's sake. Look at this, dude. And it's funny that they're not machines, they're thunder. I think they're actually like a mix. Yeah, pyro, thunder. Pyro. I like how ice Ryziel is still pyro. Thunder. Yeah, so thunder and like pyro is like the main crux of the deck. I mean, minus the hand traps and stuff. One bonfire? Dude. Yeah, they summon more from banished than from the extra deck. Yeah, yeah, so like that's exactly. So Ryziel is almost entirely a hard counter to Malice. Which makes me think they're not going to release it next. I'll be very surprised if they do. Wait, actually, you know what? Yu-Gi-Oh! Malice or TCG release. When did they come out? Ah, if I could type correctly. When did these cards come? Malice and Underground. Okay, that's a specific card. Never mind. That's Master Duel. Okay, I imagine it's recent enough. Can't wait for every new deck to be 80 or 98% hand traps. Yeah, no, that was like the point I was making earlier on as well when I was like discussing like what you should spend your material on and stuff like that, your crafting mats, compared to like crafting a deck. As a new player, I'm not gonna go over this whole tangent again. We spent like an hour on it. As a new player, I would recommend use your crafting mats for the staples and then use your gems to either pull for cards you might like or a deck you might like, or use the structure decks because you can't go wrong with the structure decks. Some of them are actually pretty good as well. So yeah, overall one card combos aren't healthy. Yeah, for real. Me shifting my eyes as a blue eyes player with a one card combo. Then again, like, I think Malice has multiple, doesn't it? Because you can get hand trap comboed into next week only to get absolutely... Oh, I just realized something. I remember saying I was thinking of building Fiendsmith because of how absolutely dominant it is. I might add them to the list of most build cards. Here, I'll stop over here so you guys can see. I would, like, because I had Engraver and I dismantled it. Two of them. And like I said, SRs, they're not the biggest deal. I think you only need like one sequence, one Requiem. I don't know. You know what I'll do? Like I said, I'll put in like 3 of each, just for brevity's sake, outside of the ones that are limited. Now, like I said, I don't think I need all of these. But yeah. Causing that amount of engine. Yeah. That's overall a modern deck issue, causing that amount of engine. Yeah, it is a bit nuts. And like I said, I know you don't need like 3 of all of these cards. They're just here for the sake of brevity. Mad how like most of the essential cards for Fiendsmith are extra deck. Alright, back to research. I just completely forgot that, yeah, I was thinking, because of how absolutely dominant Fiendsmith was. Actually, let me go to Master Duel meta. What's our top decks right now? Fiendsmith's probably up there. Right, I don't know what that means, that, like, fire. I'm just assuming it's, like, really strong. It's, like, high up there. Oh, spicy. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there's, like, a couple of under 5 decks here. Goblin Biker, Shark, fucking Labyrinth, dude. Materiactor. I did see that. I'm not familiar with it, though. Sprite, Tearlaments, Medolchi, Mechanico, Phantom Spiral. Not a Blue Eyes in sight. Then again, it is under 5. So, unfortunately, Blue Eyes was never going to see the light of day in an event called Under 5. Toon. I think I ran into a Toon on, like... Oh, I know what happened. I ran into a Toon, I think, doing the Fusion Link event. And I think they snatched my Dragoon. And I just scooped because, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm not taking that. Cyber Dragon. Yeah, the 2 Cyber Dragon decks. Yeah, I think Lightbox is the one I snagged. No, never mind, because they didn't have Perulia in it. Or Cyber Dragon. What was the other Cyber Dragon? Mayama. Yeah, 3 Hertz, Cyber Dragon. Oh yeah, this one. See, that's another UR though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have that. I don't have that. I could craft that easily. Power Bond I already had, and it's a rare, so it's not a big deal. You see 3 Forbidden Droplets. Yeah, I feel very justified in my purchase when it came to Forbidden Droplet and Fuelos, at least. If I start seeing decks with Perulia though in it more, I'm just gonna, like, I swear, I'm gonna scoop IRL. I want to scoop FNAF style. If you get the reference, you get the reference. If you know, you know. What else is there? Yeah. Yeah. This is like Master Duel meta, so we're not going to see anything Ryzeal here, but yeah. I'm just curious. Very curious, to say the least. Right, let's look at this, since I kind of just, like, looked at it and did nothing with it. What do we got? What's in this deck? Oh my god, it's not limited in TCG. That's nuts. Or maybe, wait, is Engraver not limited due to the fact that there are already so many stronger decks like Ryzeal and Malice? That's why it's not, like, limited to 2, or semi-limited, or whatever the terminology is. Another cheap option in Cyber Dragon is Quick Draw Synchron. Yeah. I'm not fully decided on what deck I'm gonna run, or I might just use the loners, like I mentioned. I will say once again, though, the Ryzeal cards look so sick. Yeah, this was it. Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi, Ryzeal. Which I can't, because I like having a 40 card deck, or at least close enough to 40 as I can. Oh, Mitsurugi's Ritual. That's cool. I feel like I rarely ever see Ritual being used. Yeah, Artifact Lancia. Some Bestial cards, Chaos Angel. Zeus. Harbinger. Harpy Feather Duster. Yeah, the usuals. Once again, justified. I have Typhon and Zeus. They banned an extra deck monster for Fiendsmith. Oh. Right. I think I know what one it is, judging by the fact that Desiree's in the extra deck and not Lacrima? Question mark? Is that Lacrima? I could have just looked it up on Yu-Gi-Oh! I could have just looked it up on the website I'm currently on, but I went straight to... Is it one of the fusion ones? Yeah, Lacrima is the one I'm thinking of, yeah. And the TCG Fiendsmith got power crept, so Fiendsmith isn't great. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, that there's a reason... There's no other reason this would be unlimited. If, like, even in Master Duel it got, like, limited or semi-limited off the jump. I keep confusing limited, because I think limited is just 1, and semi-limited is 2. Y'all know what I mean, anyway. Y'all know what I mean. Yeah, TCG semi-limited, there's 2, and then limited OCG. Yeah. Damn. Very strong. And currently, though, Fiendsmith's still very strong in Master Duel. So that's why I have it in, like, the must craft. Oh, that's another card I haven't made, actually. I'm not gonna swap screens, but yeah, I basically just hovered over it before I stopped. IP Masquerena. I don't see it nearly as often as I did before, but it would, you know what? It would arguably have more of a place crafting it now instead of Fiendsmith, because that is one of the more staple cards. That is one of the more, like, prevalent staple cards I should build. Right, yeah, so I got rid of all the Fiendsmith, and now IP Masquerena being, like, the one of extra deck that I need. Sorry, song's really good. Okay. I was thinking of doing a karaoke stream, but that's beside the point. Okay. Yeah, so... To be honest, I probably didn't read through all these, did I? Right, there has to be a reason why these got, like, limited. What do you do? What do you do, Monsieur Ice Ryzeal? You can special summon this card from your hand by sending one card from your field or hand or field to your graveyard. If summoned this way, you cannot special from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except rank 4 Xyz monsters. Okay, so it heavily revolves around Xyz. You can special summon one Ice Ryzeal per turn this way. If this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Ryzeal monster from your deck, except Ice Ryzeal. You can only use this effect of Ice Ryzeal once per turn. Okay. Yeah, that I can see how that leads into the spam factor of Ryzeal. Just like getting monsters out as much as possible. What was the other one? The other semi-limited. If you have a Ryzeal monster in your field or graveyard, you can special summon this card. Hang on. I feel like... Oh crap. Oh shit. I was trying to go back to the Ice Ryzeal. Okay, it is... Alright, by sending one to... Alright, I thought they were the same effect for a sec. If you have a Ryzeal monster in your field or graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special from the extra deck, aside from rank 4 Xyz monsters. You can only special summon Sword Ryzeal once per turn this way. If this card is in your normal special summon, you can have one light Pyro monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay, so yeah, they're not the same, but they're very similar. Ryzeal is full of one card starters and uses Bonfire with a Dodo engine. Or Dodo engine. Huh. I don't understand the Dodo one. Is that like a thing? Or not a thing? Of course it's a thing. Is that like another archetype? Or is it like a specific card? Yeah, so like, I think, what was the one? Yeah, X-Dice. X'd Ryzeal. Look at them though, they look so cool. They all look so cool. This one has a drill hand. Funnily enough, he kind of reminds me of Zero from Mega Man. Just with a drill hand instead of a sword. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending one Ryzeal. Yeah, similar thing. Oh, from your extra deck to the graveyard. Okay. Oh, so I'm assuming you have a Xyz monster in your extra deck that thrives from going sent into the graveyard, and then you would like combo that even further. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except rank 4 Xyz. You can only do this once per turn. If this card has no more special summon, you control no other face-up monsters except level or rank 4 monsters. You can have one Fire Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. Okay. Yeah, so it all lends to the spam factor of this. Dodo is a rank 4 engine. Okay. I'll look that up. Do. Search. Oh, right. Yeah, this was in one of the decks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was in one of the decks I saw. Not this one. It was like the one prior. Yes, this one. Yeah, Dodo Warrior. Do. What's that one anime? Bo. That's just the same vibe I get. You can send one Dodo monster from your deck to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your... I didn't mean to do that. Send your hand if it becomes... Or it becomes... Yeah, its level becomes 4 and its attack becomes 1800. You also cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Xyz monsters. Okay, yeah, so it's very Xyz heavy, which I kind of like. That's why I like Galaxy Eyes Tachyon. I just like the Xyz mechanic. Xyz mechanic is more believable as once it was introduced. While I didn't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. I don't know what the hell. I thought something was happening to music. If this card is detached from an Xyz monster to activate that monster's effect, you can add one Zubaba monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Dodo Warrior once per turn. Okay. Hang on, I want to change the music. There's lyrics. Oh, we're actually like hitting the... There's only like one... Damn, we actually hit like the threshold for the... music. Hang on, let's pick a different playlist. Sorry now, didn't mean to interrupt the flow of things. I wasn't expecting to... that playlist was 3 hours long. And I know I started it somewhere like at the very beginning. Like them. But yeah, okay. Yeah, see, like, here's the thing as well. Like, I can read these cards all day, but I'm not gonna, like, completely understand them until I play. And play with them. I wonder if... Is there any others? Yeah, there's, like, yeah, okay, so there's, like, Dodo, Gaga. Go. What's it? Jesus, that's a name. Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat. These names are wild. I'm like, what the hell is this? What is this? Say this 5 times fast. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, so if you control a Zubaba or Gagaga monster, except that while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card. Level 4? Yeah, level 4. Yeah, so like that's basically what you're gonna be running with a good portion of the time. You can target one Go or Do monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You also cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz monsters. The fact that they specify it's just Xyz monsters as well, they don't lock you off like level 4 like Ryzeal does. So like it's not a detriment. It actually plays really well into the archetype. Look at Ryzeal Duo Drive. I thought I did, but I can have a look. Oh, I don't think I read it. I think I gushed over how cool it was and didn't actually read its effect. 2 level 4 monsters. For each material this card, you know what? I probably doing this. For each material this card has, monsters you control gain 100 attack, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack. You can only use each of the following effects of Ryzeal Duo Drive once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can attach one Ryzeal monster from your grave to this card as material. During your main phase, you can detach 2 materials from a monster you control, and if you do, add 2 Ryzeal cards with different names from your deck to your hand. Yeah, okay, I think, see, this is the thing, I think I get it. So it basically, once again, lends more into the spam tactic of just get as many Ryzeal Xyz out as possible. I don't know what the actual, I know it's spam, level 4 spam, as chat eloquently put it. But I'm not exactly, I suppose I'm only reading like bits and pieces, or I'm reading the full text, but I'm only getting like a glimpse of what you can fully do. God, once again, these two, yeesh. God, I'm dreading when this card comes out. It's gonna come eventually, but I'm dreading it. What do we got? Gaga girl. Yeah, so that kind of lends into the Do archetype and stuff like that. Is there any other ones? Baguska. Oh god. Number 60, Dugarez the Timeless. Okay, some of these I'm not too familiar. A lot of these you're familiar with. Oh, I'm familiar with Masquerade, but it's been a little bit. Yeah, like I also do like the fact that like. Wait, yeah, I have 3/7 Tachyon, so I'm good on that front. If I was to like wait, because who are these cards out? Oh, some of these are already out in Master Duel. Oh. So like Do Warrior isn't. It's gonna watch this. This entire top row is gonna be yours. This entire row is gonna be yours. You mark my words. When these cards eventually come out, they are all going to be yours. I will be very surprised if like any of them are SR. The new Luna Lights are amazing though. I'll look that up. Luna Lights. Bum, bum, bum. Luna Light. Oh, okay. A new, I don't want to dismiss it by saying waifu deck, but that's just the first thing that came to my brain. Luna Light Silver Hound. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon one Luna Light monster from your deck, except Luna Light Silver Hound. But you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Luna Light monsters. Okay. You're locked in at that point. Oh, while you control that face-up monster, when a spell, trap, or card effect is activated on the field, you can banish this card at one Luna Light fusion monster from your graveyard. Negate the and negate the activation. You can only use this once per turn. Okay. That sounds pretty neat, not gonna lie. What do we got here? We got a Luna Light deck, just so I can actually kind of get a glimpse. Oh, it has pendulums in it? Oh, it's like the only pendulum card. Never mind. Luna Light's got a new fusion. That's a Towers. Are any of these cards in it? Oh, these cards are already, or some of these cards are in Master Duel, not all of them are. But as like every other thing, all of the new cards that come are gonna be yours, which was the whole crux of my earlier rant. Which one is it? Actually, no, which one's already in Master Duel? Whichever one's not in Master Duel is the one is the new one. Oh, there's 2 new fusions that came out. Luna Light Perfume Dancer and Luna Light Liger Dancer. So, wait, which one is it? Man, when this one come out? This month. When this one come out? this month. Sick. Sick. That definitely narrows it down for me. 2 fusions, they both come out at the same time, and that's why now I'm confused. What the? Turn upside down, or turn right way up. What's going on? Why are all my cards set on this website? There we go. There we go. Now they activated their effects. Okay. Oh shit! I wanted to knock that off. Yeah, Master Duel the Master Duel toggle actually kind of helps me out, because then I know like what cards are not. Liger Dancer is the new one. Okay. The new one you're on about, at least. Lunalight, Leo Dancer, and 3 Lunalight monsters. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials, unaffected by card effects except Lunalight cards. Can make a second attack. Jesus. Can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once. I'm gonna come back to that. Okay. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send 1 Lunalight monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Destroy all your opponent's special summoned monsters. The way I read this effect made me think, can make a second attack during each battle phase. I don't know why, but that made me think that you could attack on your opponent's battle phase. That's why I briefly paused when I was reading the effect. I know that's not how it works. It just means every time you have a battle phase, you get to attack twice. But now that I say that out loud, that is cursed energy I don't want to bring into Yu-Gi-Oh! God, imagine being able to, like, attack during your opponent's battle phase. It'll never happen. It breaks the entire, like, turn... The entire, like, point of turns in the game, in any card game. But yeesh, that sounds awful. Before you end you make Liger Dancer and Baguska pass. Oh, before you end, you make Liger Dancer and Baguska before passing. Oh, I actually don't know fully what Baguska does. All I know is that it strikes fear into many people's hearts, but I'm not actually sure what it does. Once again, my cards are set for some reason. Reload the page. Where's Baguska? Yeah, I actually don't know what this card does. 2 level 4 monsters. One thing I've definitely learned is that, like, don't underestimate rank 4 monsters, because they will come with the most stupid effects possible. But also, I still love XCs kind of for that reason. And they're so easy to get out, which just lends to their power. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card. Oh, excuse me. If you cannot destroy it, this attack position card cannot be destroyed to your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target this attack position card with card effects. While this card is face up, defense position, change all face up monsters on the field to defense position. Also negate the activated effects of the monster that were in defense position when that effect was activated. How? Nuts. That's actually kind of nuts. I knew, like, people, like, I guess, for lack of a better term, fear Baguska in a way. I didn't think it was that strong. Like I said, not to underestimate, but the fact that it really can't be targeted, you have to, like... Yeah, that's actually nuts. Because you have to keep... Oh, wait, how do you keep getting material onto it, though? There has to be... I'm assuming there has to be, like, a way of getting materials back into Baguska's, like, grip, so you can constantly keep activating the effect. And keep dumpstering your monsters, or your opponent. Dweller is legal in Master Duel 2, unfortunately, but it's banned in OCG and TCG. Dweller. Was that in the deck? I swear, what is with the reloading pages and all the cards being face down? Stop. Is Dweller another... Xyz? No, it's not. Hang on, I'll look it up. Dweller. Oh, Abyss Dweller? Yeah, Abyss Dweller looks familiar. Or sounds familiar, I should say. 2 level 4 monsters while this card has materials. That was originally water. All water monsters you control get 500 attack. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. Your opponent cannot activate. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, once again, rank 4. Don't underestimate him, dude. Holy crap. I say as someone who's, like, play rank 7, rank 8s, because I play Galaxy as kind of like my main Xyz deck, but damn, or Tachyon. But even then, damn, that is incredibly strong for something so easy to get out. That's nuts. Well, I say easy, but, like, relatively easy, assuming you don't get, like, stopped midway through. But then again... Like, Ranting Abyss, Gravekeepers. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm starting to feel it now. Yeah, that's one thing. I am looking forward to Ryziel, though. It looks fun. It just looks fun, dude. Like, the design of the cards look cool. They look very mech, even though I know they're not machine. I was gonna, like, build Centurion at one point, because I also think there's, like, a combo deck with, like, Centurion. I like a Centurion Millennium. Alright, I want to try. I don't think it'll work, but, like, does Centurion have, like, a combo with Ryziel? Center. Fairy Dragon Centurion, Master Duel, Centaurus Fiendsmith, Centurion. I don't think they have any synergy, otherwise I'd see it. Bestial Centurion, yeah. Kind of I don't know what each of them do. Bestial Centurion, like that's the thing, like look at those cards. Look at that card. Like where is it? Where's the, what's it, Prima? No, not Centurion Prima, it's something else. Yeah, Legate. Or Legatia. That's so cool. It's so cool. It reminds me of like a Xenoblade character, which I won't say for the sake of spoilers. It looks like a Xenoblade mech from like 1 specifically. Oh, it looks so cool. It's so cool, dude. Oh my god. And like they're strong too. Like they're no slouches. Your monsters with 2,000 or less attack cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Centurion Legatia once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can draw 1 card and then you destroy the monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. Your choice is tied. Like, that's so good. Like, it's a level... Now, granted, it is a level 12, so you do have to finagle your way around it, I imagine. During the end phase, you can place 1... non-synchro Centurion monster from your hand or graveyard to your special trap. For your special and trap zones as a face-up trap. Yeah. Ryziel's gonna be broken when it comes to Master Duel. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, definitely. They can come back with half attack, so it protects and revives. Ah. Yeah, that's cool. Like, yeah, Centurion's cool. But now seeing the level 12 and seeing the effect it does. Or not even the effect it does, but like... just the, if this card is special, someone draw 1 card and then destroy a monster with your opponent's monster with the highest attack. And then like during your end phase, place 1 non-synchro Centurion monster. Like, now I understand why that, I think there is like, I could be wrong. I'm gonna look, where's Blue Eyes? I remember seeing Blue Eyes Centurion. I remember that being a thing. Unless I'm stupid. Which I very much could be. Right, hang on. Where's Centurion? Galaxy Photon, love it. My beloved. Blue Eyes is still tier 3, you'll have to see it. Where is... yeah, Centurion. Oh, maybe I am wrong. I swore I remember seeing something that was like Centurion Blue Eyes, because I was definitely considering it. Before I decided to be like, you know what, I'm gonna spend like my materials on the staples instead. The Ryziel field spell protects it too. Yeah. Same with Verta, we're only format where they're legal. Oh, we are the only format where they're legal. Yeah, because Verta's banned, isn't it? In both. Ban list. Forbidden. TCG. Ban list. Yeah. Of course we're the only ones that have like... Of course Master Duel is like the only game where we don't have like proper in-depth banned lists. We only get like a couple of cards that are restricted or unrestricted or banned every couple of like months. You mean Primite? No, I swear there was like... I swear... I might be going crazy. But I swear there was like a Centurion Blue Eyes deck. Because I can imagine how you'd get Legatia out. Where you'd just bring out... Then again, that requires you sacrificing Cipher to do so, and I don't think that's a better... Yeah, never mind, that doesn't work. Look at Ryziel Cross. Oh my god, Lyralisk is such a brickfest, but I need to get the going second cards. Ryziel Cross. Alright, I'll look that up. Yeah, never mind, I could be going pretty nutty. Ryziel Cross. This is a spell card. Oh, field spell. Link 1. Link 1 into field spell. You cannot Xyz. Alright. Ryziel Cross. Where? I keep scrolling. Stop. Me. You cannot Xyz summon monsters with the same name as a card you control. You can target two Ryziel cards in your graveyard, except Ryziel Cross. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Then draw one card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, when a monster takes effect, or when a monster effect affected by your opponent resolves, you can detach one material from a Ryziel Xyz monster you control. And if you do, negate that effect. Oh, that is interesting. So if you use one of your effects from your Xyz, you can use Ryziel Cross to like activate its effect, detach one. Ah, that is interesting, not gonna lie. God, Ryziel just sounded more cool. The more I read of it, the more I'm like, yes, I want to build this thing. It just sounds awesome. And I know I struggle, I don't know how, like, because I'm not great with combos, and anyone who's seen me play Salamangreat knows that. I'm very much a brute force dueler, and that's why I was able to learn Blue Eyes so quickly. I just learn the cards and the combos as I play. Damn it, he's learning as he fights. Well, at least I got the last 3 going second wins relatively quickly. Nice. It's insanely powerful, so you have to be prepared for hits. Yeah. That's nuts, dude. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a card that lets you... that activates a detach effect that isn't an Xyz monster, like, using their effect to detach. If that makes sense. Don't know if I phrased that correctly. That's actually kind of nuts. God, Ryziel sounds so cool. I'm not even saying that for the sake of like, oh, top tier. No, I freaking love this sound of this already. Oh my god. And the fact that it's like with Blue Eyes. For me, it's like I loved Blue Eyes ever since I got into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. I liked it before it was top tier. To me, the top tierness of Ryziel is just a side benefit to how cool this sounds. Like, and like just the way they look too. Like I was dead ass, like I was considering Math Mech as well, like at some point, because they look cool. Yeah, like look, I just like the whole mech design on a lot of cards. It's cool. That's almost as insane as the Tenpai field spell. Oh, is that Sangan summoning or whatever it's called? Oh. So yeah, I had the right idea, it was just the wrong spelling. Sangan summoning, and it's 3 Sangans. Instead of 3 pillars, it's all Sangan. Ryziel Cross essentially protects your Ryziels from the Biru. Oh shit, I didn't even clock that. So yeah, Sangan. Okay, well, hear me out. Hear me out. When is the Sangan archetype coming out? I think Sangan should get an archetype like Karibo. Let me cook, chat. Let me cook. Don't take away the microphone. Oh my god. This little guy deserves it. This little guy deserves it. Why not? He was a staple in the OG game. Let's be real. Look at that effect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 less attack from your deck to your hand. But you cannot activate cards or effective cards with that name for the rest of this turn. You can only use this once per turn. Sangen means something like 3 types as far as I know. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I just like that. Just take this little guy and put him in this... Oh, wrong card. Yeah, take the Sangan and then put him in this card. Sangan summoning. Not Sangen. In the TCG, people want mistaken arrest band. Oh, I have to look that one up. Like the initial 3 different dragon colors. Yeah, that's fair. What is that one? Mistaken arrest. Mistaken arrest. This kind of looks like a card that I do. I think it's like free ride or something ride. I can't remember. Until the end of your next turn. Wait, what? Until the end of your next turn, after this effect or this card resolves, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. Damn. So that's a maxi stopper. I suppose not really in the TCG. The TCG, what was it? TCG is like unlimited. Oh. Maybe not. Normally I could click something there. They actually play that. I mean, it doesn't sound all that bad. If anything, maybe it stops Fulos. But it's also like... Yeah, oh yeah, it's not. It's kind of a droll, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking that, but it's almost as bad as Droll. Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's like, wait a minute. So, like, you'd play this instead of Droll? To be honest, I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a skill issue. I'm not a big fan of Droll and Leopard. I don't like using it. Malice players use it. Oh, just bad going second. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Droll and Leopard. I don't know what it is. No, I understand why these cards exist, but it's also, like, a thing of, like, it's a double-edged sword. And yeah, it's a double-edged sword because yes, you're stopping your opponent from drawing. It lets your opponent stop drawing, but also it stops you as well while grabbing food. Let's see if I can see you later. I was actually gonna call it here anyway, Mana. So honestly, you picked the right time. I think I've done as much research as I can. I did say this wasn't gonna be very long. I went for longer than I would have. But also, I want to go get some food as well. So, I'm going to call it there. But this was fun. This is the thing. I like doing this type of thing. I don't have to, like, play Yu-Gi-Oh! In order to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean? I'll do my own, like, research off stream anyway. And I might try and see if I can get ahead in the under 5 event. And then, I know I'll be doing it next week. Just as a quick reminder, I won't be streaming next Friday because I will be working on the Halo video that's coming out this month, at the end of the month. I don't know if I'll be streaming the following Monday, but I will let you guys know next week if I decide to take the Monday off as well, just to kind of get the video done, because I'm going to be making headway on that over the weekend, and then that's going to be like a priority until we get back on track and stuff like that as well. Also, one more thing I forgot as well. The point to use it is your opponent's turn. Yeah, I mean, I get it. A double-edged sword, though. Right, one more thing I forgot to say as well, and I will mention it on my schedule post when I do put one out. I will be streaming next week at 4 o'clock again, because just timing with work at the moment. Hopefully, after I take like a 2-week break from work, I'll still be here, I'll still be streaming. But after that, like, after my little break, we should be back to the 3 o'clock. Jesus, I'm gonna fucking after my break from like my holidays from work, we should be back to the 3 o'clock time slot, like Fridays normally are. So just as that heads up, I need to think so I don't Freudian slip again, because yeesh, that was one. But with all that said, we're gonna call it there. So thank you for everyone that came in. Thank you for the follow. Remember, if you like what you see, hit that follow button. It's completely free after all, and you can always undo it later. We're gonna call it there. This was fun. I know we didn't do as much as we didn't do many duels, and no, I said many. We didn't do any dueling, but this was fun. I like the conversation. I really like the conversation, the back and forth of like spitballing ideas and like me learning as well, because I'm not a massive dude when it comes to like these other like Yu-Gi tubers and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't consider myself a Yu-Gi tuber because I do a lot of variety content. I don't just do Master Duel. It's just I've been consistently playing Master Duel since the start of the year, which I'm very surprised at. Tangents and shit aside, thank you for everyone that tuned in. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing, my socials are linked below. On Blue Sky and Twitter, I upload a schedule every Sunday, so keep an eye on that. You'll know what I'm playing. Master Duel will be back next week though. Like that I can guarantee. I don't know if it'll be Monday or Wednesday, but it will be it'll be happening. And then Fridays is no stream because I'm gonna be working on the YouTube video as well. Get some editing done. So with all that said, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for the support. Thank you for all the follows. I appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. This is your Cyber Hacker Nova signing off, and I will see you guys next time for whatever we decide to play. Peace out.